Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey.
The following sports special is a broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
We ask for a chance to fair.
We ask for a chance to fair.
Chance to equal our strife.
Chance to equal our strife.
Chance to do it there.
Chance to do it there.
We should win.
We should win.
Let it be by the code.
Let it be by the code.
Faith and honor held high.
Faith and honor held high.
We should lose.
We should lose.
Stand by the road.
Stand by the road.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
So we can't beat beat.
We can't beat beat.
Boom, beat, beat.
Who let the dogs out?
It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school football, featuring the AAA Martinsburg Bulldogs. To get you ready for today's play-by-play action, we'll bring you interviews, in-depth analysis, and important game information on the pregame show. So let's get things started by going to the stadium and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening from Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium for West Virginia High School football action between the Washington Patriots, who come into tonight's game 2-4 overall, taking on the Martinsburg Bulldogs, who are 6-0 on the season, as we welcome you into our pre-game show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call them at 304-350-1931 or visit whmsystems.com. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Alongside me on the call is Dylan Bishop. Our on-site producer is Donna Schaffner. Cameramen are Matt Miller and Daryl Miller. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Dylan, as I said, Martinsburg hosting Washington. It's homecoming night for the Bulldogs as well, and we're ready for the party.
I think this is going to be another good week for Martinsburg, sitting at 6-0 on the year. They've looked pretty dominant across the board in just about every game. And you can go back to last week to show an example of that. You would think it's just a run-of-the-mill, blowout of a game against Musselman last week if all you look at is the score, 42-0. But then you dig into the stats and you realize if you watch the game or if you look at the scoring summaries, you can see that actually Martinsburg's offense really didn't do a whole lot in that game to get those points. It was the defense and the special teams of the Bulldogs that got it done for Martinsburg. You had the two-yard touchdown run by Coy Fagan, and you had a 44-yard scramble for a touchdown by Murphy Clement. Great play, great game overall by Murphy Clement on the ground, but it was 4 special teams and defensive touchdowns. You had a pick six by Buzz Dover. You had Tay Cofield recovering a fumble for a touchdown. Tyon Jacobs taking a fumble back for a touchdown, and Murphy Clement doing the same thing as well. So Musselman played a lot of keep away in that game, trying to grind down time of possession. Martinsburg's offense ran 31 plays to Musselman's 58 in that game last week. So they didn't have to do a whole lot, but they got it done regardless. Just shows you that the Bulldogs, in all 3 facets of the game, are pretty dominant against the EPAC, and they have been for all these years and years on this big win streak against all these EPAC teams that we always talk about. And I think that's going to continue tonight, if I'm just making a prediction, because while Washington is on the right track in a rebuild, first year under Coach Terry Ray, it's still a rebuild. And even the teams that feel built, like Jefferson or a Musselman or a lot of these other teams in the state of West Virginia, even they aren't able to get much going against Martinsburg. So I think Washington has a tough task tonight, but we can see just exactly what sort of progress they've made. Last year was not a close game between these two teams, and it's been years and years, Colin, since Washington's actually been able to get points up on the board against Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to get into. Martinsburg leads the all-time series against Washington 15-0, and a majority of those games blowouts. The closest one coming back in 2015, that a 16-7 game. But you look at last year, 63-0. The year before that, 62-0. 2020, 55-0 Martinsburg. 2019, 62-0 Martinsburg. 2018, 67-0 Martinsburg. 2017, 57-0 Martinsburg. 2016, the last time Washington put up points against Martinsburg, still losing 72-11.
Our freshman year of college, 2016.
Yeah.
So that's been a while. So I think, like I said, Washington, I think they're on the right track. I think Terry Ray is a good coach, and he's already got them in, I think, an improvement over last year in just his first year. But Martinsburg is Martinsburg. So there's only so much you can do. I think Martinsburg's going to have the chance on homecoming to have a really good night for themselves in all facets, not even just on the field, in just the homecoming aspects of the game. And then they're going to have some chances to get experimental on offense, more than likely, and on defense, in all facets of the game, really. You're going to have a chance to see things, more than likely, that you don't get to try out in other games. And they've done that a little bit in each and every game, actually. But you get your chances. We'll see what sort of fight Washington has. Maybe they come out and surprise us. That's the kind of stuff that's, when there's a big underdog, you're always looking out for those underdogs that exceed expectations, see what they do. So we'll see how it goes tonight, but it's a tough hill to climb. It's a long way to the top if you want to
rock and roll, I think, is the way you're trying to finish your sentence, but not actually.
I really wanted to say it. I was trying to find something else, but if you want to compete with the Bulldogs. But I think the Bulldogs are going to put on a show tonight.
Only a few games left on the season for Martinsburg. Again, we will have those for you October 20th against Spring Mills, and now October 28th against Hedgesville. And before we step aside, take a break, going to give you that schedule update. As I just said, October 28th. That actually is a Saturday for those that might not know. And obviously, high school football typically takes place Friday nights. But for those that might not be aware, and I know there are a few because when we posted on social media, there was a little bit of confusion for some people. Moomaw Stadium at Hedgesville High School, unfortunately, the field there has sinkholes, which makes it unable to play there. So Hedgesville has had to change game times, days, locations of those home games that they had remaining, which means for them, their game tonight is actually at Jefferson, even though it's Hedgesville's homecoming against Liberty. So a neutral site for them. And then their final two home games for Hedgesville, which was supposed to be next week against Musselman, one of those games on Friday the 13th, which we were supposed to have on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. That got moved to Saturday, 11 a.m. at Shepherd. But we already have Shepherd football on TV10, so unfortunately unable to do that game. So now, next week on Friday, we will have Berkeley Springs High School football for the first time on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 as they play host to the Hampshire Trojans. And then Saturday, still have Shepherd football for you. October 20th, still have Spring Mill, still have Shepherd that same weekend. And then that next week when the schedule changes for October 28th, we'll have that Hedgesville game against Martinsburg at 11 a.m. for everybody. Following that at 2 p.m., we'll join in progress Shepherd and Bloomsburg at Bloomsburg. And then Friday the 27th, we'll now have Musselman against Washington. And still ending the season, since Martinsburg only has 9 games, we'll have that Hedgesville Spring Mills game still. So that's our changes. If you're confused, check our social media. We have it on Facebook for you. So there you go. Let's step aside and take our first break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. On the other side of that break will be our check of the area schedule as Washington gets ready to take on the Martinsburg Bulldogs on homecoming night here at Martinsburg. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway and 1/2 hour drive from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for the check of the area schedule, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. Fast, fresh, friendly, Rock's. Last week, the Musselman-Appleman lost 42-0 to the Martinsburg Bulldogs and fell to 2-3 overall. They sit at 16th in this week's WVSSAC playoff rankings. It was their third straight loss, and ending that streak will not be an easy task as Musselman visits the number 1 ranked Cabell Midland Knights, who are 6-0 on the season. Head coach of the Appleman, Brian Thomas, is ready for a physical game.
They're good. We've played them once since I've been here. I forget what year it is. All my years are run together, but we played them one year in the playoffs, and it was a home game for us. And, they came in here and it was a really physical, really tough game, and that's who they are as a team. I've got to see them on film over the years. They're just a tough physical program, so they're the same this year. They're pretty good. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the state. They got one of the best running backs in the state. Defensively, they got 2 Division I linebackers that play for them defensively. So, they're really good. They're really aggressive. They really get after it. We got a big job again this week, going on the road, a really long trip, and then having a really good team waiting for us when we get there.
The Jefferson Cougars shut out the Hedgesville Eagles 28-0 last week to improve to 3-2 on the year. With the win, they climbed up 3 spots this week in the WVSSAC playoff rankings and are now 11th overall. Jefferson will head to South Hagerstown tonight to take on the Rebels, who are also 3-2 overall. Head coach of the Cougars, Craig Hunter, had this to say about South Hagerstown.
They're similar to the style they did last year. They're a spread team, got a little quick running back, a mobile quarterback, 2 big receivers, both 6'3", I can throw the ball up to them. Defense we've seen before, we're going to see a 3-4 defense, so they pursue the ball well, they get to the ball, they're very active defensively. So we just got to make sure we understand what we're going to see versus our formations and just defensively keep attacking, defensively get after them, and offensively try to limit the penalties and just continually move the ball like we did last week.
After being shut out 28-0 by Jefferson last week, the Hedgesville Eagles are now 3-3 overall. The record puts them at 18th overall in the WVSSAC playoff rankings this week. It's homecoming week for the Eagles. However, due to the sinkholes at Moomaw Stadium, resulting in it being deemed an unplayable surface, the game will take place at Jefferson High School. Hedgesville hosts the Liberty Lions out of Skysville, Maryland, who are 2-3 overall. Head coach of the Eagles, Matt Faircloth, shared his thoughts on Liberty.
They love to throw the ball. They're a disciplined team. They're well coached. They do what they do well, and they got good size up front. They got a couple guys that can really run, and the quarterback can sling it. Big kid. It's going to be a matchup that one we got to go out and get if we want to continue to give ourselves a chance at the playoffs down the road. And defensively, they're multiple. They bring a lot of pressure. They like man-to-man. They like some cloud defense where they drop the corners. But at the end of the day, it's another opportunity to go out and compete against a good team.
The Spring Mills Cardinals continue to dominate anyone who gets in their way, as they now sit at 5-1 overall after a 46-0 win over the Washington Patriots last week. With the win, the Cardinals are now 5th in this week's WVSSAC playoff rankings. Tonight, Spring Mills goes up against the number 10 ranked team in Class AA, the Frankfort Falcons. Cardinals interim head coach Marcus Law says his team will have to be ready for a physical matchup.
They're tough. They're very tough kids. They're consistent. And the thing that they do very well is that they run their offense, and they run it to perfection. As always, Coach Whiteman has those guys. It seems like they're always ready to go. No matter who they have, they plug the next guy in there, and they're ready to go. Offensively, trying to stay ahead of the chain. We don't want to find ourselves in 1st and 15, 2nd and 15, and try to come back into it. And then defensively, definitely keeping our eyes out of the backfield. Reading our keys, following who we're supposed to follow. And then also, special team-wise, we want to win that battle special teams.
That was your check of the area schedule, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. Fast, fresh, friendly Rock's. Once again, our matchup tonight features the Washington Patriots and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We will continue to preview this matchup coming up next on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation, a hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done, because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Heffley Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business. We welcome you back here to Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium as we continue the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as we get you set for the Washington Patriots and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Let's now break down the visiting Washington Patriots, a team 2-4 on the season. Dylan, last year went 2-8 overall. The wins so far this year, 49-6 against Page County week 1, and then in week 4 defeating John Marshall 30-21. But since then, it's been a losing streak against Hedgesville, losing 38-15, Spring Mills 46-0. as well. So against the EPAC so far, it seems like Washington still has a ways to go to get to that next level of being a competitor in the conference.
Yeah, we figured that when they got into conference play, it was still going to be a challenge, and that they likely weren't going to get any wins against the other EPAC teams. But that's not to say that there's no progress being made. We talked about it in the first segment. I think Terry Ray has made some progress here, if nothing else, in just the fact that he got bigger numbers to come out on the roster this year compared to last year. And the move into a different offense, kind of playing that spread offense, you're passing the ball more. It's been a pretty even split between rushing and passing. Now, some of that potentially has to do with personnel or the scores of games at the time. They've run the ball 177 times this year and thrown the ball 141. So when you dig into that, you realize that Isaiah DeLauder has had a really good season for them so far. Actually, he's averaging over 5 yards a carry. He's got 6 touchdowns on the year, almost 500 yards. He's at 490 on just 92 carries. So he's been a good guy for them this year. They want to be able to pass the ball if they can. The spread attack gives you a lot of options. Ryan Went, though, in this season so far, only a 42% completion percentage, 7 touchdowns to 13 interceptions, and that stat line's probably not going to get better when you throw him against the Martinsburg defense this week. But that's not to say that anything's on him. Or there's just a talent gap sometimes. You got to deal with what you have at your school, and especially when you haven't had kids coming out onto the football team. There's probably some kids at Washington High School who would be great additions to the football team that just decided that they don't want to play football.
Yeah, you'll hear that from Coach Ray here later on when we get to his interview. As you kind of stated earlier, it's just about getting numbers out, and that was a struggle that Washington has had in the past, averaging 30 to 35 kids the past few years. Whenever you were talking there, Dylan, counted so far on this roster that we were given 53. And he still wants to have at least a dozen, if not more, on this team just to build this program.
At 53, that's an NFL roster right there. If it's enough for an NFL team, it can be enough for a high school team, but you obviously want more because you can have depth and you can build up guys from freshmen to seniors. And it'll just come with time because you can have a change in offensive scheme, you can have a change in coaching, but there needs to be results on the field. There needs to be signs of improvement on the field for kids to come out and play the next year. There's, just simply put, there's kids out there that don't want to come. There are kids out there, I should say, that look at this team or look at whatever team they might, whatever school they might be at and say, well, I'm not going to play if we're not going to win many games. And if you put the results on the field and you get better, more kids they're going to talk to their friends that are on the team and say, we're not too bad, we're getting better. You should come out and play next year. We would be this, maybe we won 4 games this year. Well, we can win 6 if you come out and play next year. Those kind of things. Or if you, like the 3 guys that we know, come out and play next year that might play other sports. So it's one of those things you got to build on. It's going to be tough tonight because the strength of the Martinsburg defense is the defensive line. We say it all the time. And it's tough. Musselman had something right where they boxed everyone in. They got those extra H-backs, tight ends up, and they just kind of ran the ball, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Washington's going to spread it out. Now, it gives you the chance to get quick hitters to the outside and avoid that defensive line. But there's no extra blockers back there for Ryan Went to sit behind or for Isaiah DeLauder to run behind. You might have a tight end, but that might be about it. So it's tough. You've got to manufacture those extra blockers in different ways to be able to deal with the menace up front that is Martinsburg's front 7.
All right, let's step aside and take another break on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from the head coach of the Washington Patriots, Terry Ray. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Boneless Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
Flu season is just around the corner. Protect yourself with a flu shot. Most people 6 months and older are encouraged to get the flu vaccine every season. WV Medicine announces 2 fall vaccine clinics for your convenience. October 26th at M1 Primary Care, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. October 27th at Spring Mills Primary Care and Pediatrics from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call ahead for an appointment. Knock out the flu this season. Get your flu shot at one of these fall vaccine clinics.
New car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states. Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons is now joined by the head coach of the Washington Patriots, Terry Ray. Coach Ray, your team 2-4 on the year, first year for you as the head coach of the Patriots. What have you liked so far in this rebuild of the program?
Our attendance is good. Kids are out here. We fight every game. They don't quit on us. They're a bunch of good kids. Numbers are good, and we'll continue with it. That's what I'm happy with.
Mostly start with the change side, not only for you, but for the program. So start with you. What has the change been like, and then transition to what the change has been like for them?
Oh, we're still in the change. Offensively and defensive schemes, kids are still learning stuff. We're still making mistakes we were making back in June. We keep repping it and keep working it. Culture change, the kids are buying in. Hopefully by the end of this season, going into next season, we get about 15 or 16 more of these kids that are walking the hallways out on the football team next year.
What are some of the biggest changes that you've seen so far?
The kids bust their butts. They've bought in the system. We still ain't practiced exactly right yet, but we're getting there. They're figuring it out. That's the biggest change. Our kids don't want to quit. I know last year everybody said that the team would get down and they just go into a tank, but our kids keep fighting all 4 quarters.
What was the process like to establish that change, whether it be on the field or even off the field with the culture?
We keep telling the kids. The big thing is we're in the classroom trying to teach them stuff when we're not out here on the field. But I keep telling those kids, at any moment, I mean, you can go down 2-3 touchdowns. Depending on the time, you got to keep playing. You never know what can happen. You can come back in any freaking situation of a game. Almost dropped the bad one.
No worries there. Thank you for making sure it didn't slip. But moving on, let's talk a little bit about last week. What were your takeaways from that game against Spring Mills?
Turnovers are killing us this year. If you've looked at all 4 of our losses, we've had a lot of turnovers in those games. We got to clean it up a little bit, but when you have young quarterbacks out there trying to make plays and games moving a little bit fast, it ain't slowed down for them yet. They're going to make mistakes. We just got to play a little bit better on defense. We keep playing, but we keep giving up big plays too on defense. It's the stuff we got to keep working on as we progress throughout the rest of this year and through the program in the upcoming years.
Who are some of the guys that have really stood out to you in this program, stepped up and become leaders year one for you as the coach?
The senior class with Brock and John, they've been leaders in the weight room from the beginning. Garrett Fauble wrestled, so we got him late, but Garrett's one of my biggest ones on selfishness. I asked him to move down, play nose guard, and he was normally a linebacker, and he's thrived down there this year and has owned up to it. Offensively, he stepped up when we needed him when Isaiah was out at running back, and he's done both duties. Garrett, Brock, and John have been great with leaders.
Let's look ahead at this week's game. You guys take on Martinsburg on the road. What have you seen from the film from Martinsburg that has stood out to you?
Martinsburg's Martinsburg. They're really good. They're fundamentally sound, offensively and defensively. Defensively, they fly to the football. Offensively, you got Murph and all those wide receivers, and they're just really fast and very fundamentally sound. You can tell that they're a Walker-coached football team.
What's your game plan entering this game?
Try to slow down their offense and see if we can limit our turnovers on offense.
Easier said than done, obviously, yes. But if you can just go maybe into a little bit of detail about what goes into this week's practice to prepare yourselves for it.
Our biggest thing with the kids this year is that we want to go and compete. We don't want to go there and just survive. That's not our mentality. We want to go there and play football for 4 quarters and give Martinsburg the best shot we have.
All right, anything else, Coach Ray?
No, I'm good.
Appreciate the time and good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
This was our coaches' interviews brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons back for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Right after this, you're tuned into West Virginia High School football and talk radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency, BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor. And then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Back here at the W. Harley Miller Systems pre-game show at Coburn Field and David M. Walker Stadium inside the Matt Miller broadcast booth on the top floor, as we will now quickly break down the Martinsburg Bulldogs 6-0 on the season, and it's been pure domination so far, Dylan, as well.
Yeah, you might look at last week and say, well, the offense didn't do a whole lot, but I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. I thought Musselman's defense was impressive, and Martinsburg was able to move the ball when they could. There was a fluky turnover there inside the 10-yard line, and they went for it on a 4th and 9 and only got 8 yards. I don't think there's anything to be worried about there. As for tonight, I think it's going to be a chance to experiment on a good bit of things in your playbook, because you do really outmatch Washington in talent, and you should be able to take advantage of that. Now, don't let them sleep on you entirely. You can't make a bunch of mistakes. Can't have a bunch of penalties and turnovers and things like that. You might be able to get away with some of it, but there comes a point where you wouldn't be able to. So you can't sleep on these guys entirely. That's how you mess around and make a bunch of mistakes. You can even get yourself hurt doing things like that if you're not taking a team seriously enough in the game of football. So what's it going to come down to tonight? I think Martinsburg's defensive line against the offense of Washington is just going to be dominant. And I think it's going to really be tough for Washington to get any points up on the board. It's going to lead to good field position for the Martinsburg offense. And we'll see what the Bulldogs can do with it on that side with Clement and Fagan and the rest of the crew.
All right, there you go. It's Dylan Bishop with our breakdown of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We'll step aside and take a another break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Walker, as well as our In the Huddle segment of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, as we will hear from Washington Patriot quarterback Ryan Wentz, as well as Martinsburg wide receiver and cornerback Buzz Dover. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Flu season is just around the corner. Protect yourself with a flu shot. Most people 6 months and older are encouraged to get the flu vaccine every season. WV Medicine announces 2 fall vaccine clinics for your convenience. October 26th at Inwood Primary Care, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. October 27th at Spring Mills Primary Care and Pediatrics from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call ahead for an appointment. Knock out the flu this season. Get your flu shot at one of these fall vaccine clinics.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway and 1/2 hour drive from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for our coach's interview, brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons are now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Walker. Coach Walker, congrats on another win last week, a big win, 42-0. Let's break down that game starting the first half, a very competitive first half between you and Musselman.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great game plan. The kids came out and played hard. They've got a good football team, so, it was kind of what we expected, and we knew they were going to play us hard, and we had to play hard.
And then in the second half, your team able to get some stops on defense, get some scores on defense as well. I know when you talked with Matt at the end of the game, it was a weird game and something that you've never been a part of. Looking back on it, how different truly was it for you guys?
Well, it reminded me after I started thinking about it. We've had a few games over the years where I know one year we were playing a team maybe 10 years ago or so, where maybe even 20 years ago, where we were beating somebody 35-0. We never ran an offensive play. And I think maybe against Preston a few years ago in the playoffs, we scored a bunch of points and didn't have the ball. So it doesn't happen very often, but hey, I was really happy for our defense and our guys, and they stepped up, and I thought those guys did a great job, had a great game plan, and kids played hard.
And on the offensive side, you guys were able to get 2 touchdowns, but you said overall pretty slow start for you guys. What have you been focusing on this week to make sure that a slow start doesn't happen again?
Well, I mean, I think getting back to the game, I thought we did start, we scored on the opening drive, and then we sputtered a little bit, and then the opening drive of the third quarter we sputtered, but then we started getting it going, but then we never got the ball back to see if we were going to continue to do that. So, no, I think this week we just come out and do what we do every week and prepare the same, and work on our fundamentals, work on our game plan, and just recognize the mistakes we made and make sure we don't make them again.
What are some of the changes that you might make if you see that kind of game plan that Musselman had last week again this week, of maybe playing the keep away style and time of possession be the difference?
Well, I think offensively, every possession becomes very precious. I mean, we can't waste possessions because you might not get many cracks at the ball. I think defensively, I think, we can't give up any third and longs. I mean, we give up, 1 or 2 third and longs and a fourth and long one time. So I think we just have to, play, fundamentally sound every down and make plays when we get the opportunity to.
Speaking of this week's game, you guys take on Washington. What have you seen from them off film so far?
They've got some good football players. On paper, they've got a nice squad, and they've had some close games. They've had some games not being so close. So I think for us, we just have to come out and make sure that we don't let them have a lot of success early. We don't want to get them all excited where they're, having a bunch of Yankee Doodle and, getting all excited. And, we've got to be able to try to get off to a good start and make sure, we take care of the football.
It's also homecoming week. How special is that for you guys and the team getting to have all the different festivities going on this week?
Well, the kids have a lot of fun with it. I think as coaches, you're a little leery of it because you don't want distractions or, you don't want those guys to lose focus. But, they're high school kids. I want them to have fun. So I think they've enjoyed the week so far with the stuff they have during the day. And, big pep rally and a powder puff and all that stuff going on this week. So, but I think, once the kickoff starts, I think our guys will be ready to play.
You guys have different events that will take place during the game. One of those, I believe, being during the end of the first quarter. You guys will have Fulton Walker's varsity jacket donated back to the school. Are you any part of that, and how special of a moment might that be?
I'm not a part of it, but it is a very special moment. I know a little bit about the story, but I think it's just a great thing, and to recognize Fulton, who obviously played here and coached my first staff here. He was with me about 5 years, coaching with me, and just a great man and just a big-hearted person. So anytime we can honor him, I think it's a great thing.
How nice has it been for you, just for the community itself, giving back throughout all the years as you've been head coach here?
The community's great. If you would have been here my first year here and seen the facilities and just the support and stuff that we've gotten, not only from the community but the Board of Education and all the administration has been really good, and the people have come together, and we want to try to put a product together every week that everyone can be proud of.
And then one more time to promote this Saturday after the game at the Mountaineer Pub. You will be there. Hudson Clement, former Bulldog, will be there, as well as Tyson Bajent, the now quarterback or backup quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Just talk about why people should come and what you're looking forward to in this event.
I think you have an opportunity to meet those guys and spend time with everyone that's part of the Bulldog family. It'll be a good time, and it's free. Admission's free, but there's VIP tables available. Where if you want to get a VIP table and able to get a jersey, a Bajent and a Clement jersey. It's going to be a good time. I encourage everyone to come out and stop in and get something to eat and be a part of the festivities.
One last question before I let you go, Coach. Just 2/3 of the way through the season now. I want to get an update on how everybody's health is, any injuries or anything for your team.
I think we got the normal bumps and bruises that you get this time of year, but overall we're pretty healthy. We got a couple guys dinged up, but that's to be expected. So, we want to get through this week, and then we got an open date next week. Hopefully we can get everybody and then come back the following week and hopefully be close to full strength.
All right, any final thoughts on this week's game, Coach?
No, just looking forward to it. The weather's supposed to be decent, and hopefully everyone comes out and watches and, has a good time.
Thank you. Appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
This was our coach's interview brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons back for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time to go in the huddle for our player interviews, brought to you by the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCloy. Call them today at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Now joined by the quarterback of the Washington Patriots, sophomore Ryan Went. Ryan, being the quarterback here at Washington, a change with the spread style offense. Just tell us a little bit about that process and what has it been like?
You know, jumping from a single wing to a spread offense, it's a big jump. Got to learn coverages, got to find weaknesses in the defense. But so far, little by surely, we're getting it. All of us are doing our part at the most.
And then for you being a sophomore, learning the quarterback spot, what has that process been like, and what was your reaction when you were told that you were going to be quarterback one this year?
Oh, it was a great experience, but always got to be humble because every day got freshman Bray Holmes always trying to take spot because he's a great quarterback too. So just got to be humble and keep moving.
Started off the year strong, a 5-touchdown pass game for you. Since then, it's been kind of a struggle though for the entire season, but just talk about the ups and the downs and what you've enjoyed so far.
We just got to keep moving. You know, we're going to have the down games, going to have great games. Just got to keep moving, keep getting better, and getting the win.
This week you guys take on Martinsburg. What are you looking forward to the most this game?
Nobody thinks we can compete with Martinsburg. We just go out, got to play our 4 quarters of football, see what happens.
That mentality, obviously a lot of confidence, which is what you like to see, especially going up against Martinsburg. Just from out the history of this contest, it always seems like it's been Washington always being counted out. But how do you and the team keep that mindset to stay confident, knowing that any given day the upset could finally happen?
We use everybody that goes against us as fuel. We are going to go in there thinking we are the best team in the state. No matter what, we need to go out there and have that mentality that we are going to beat them.
What's the game plan today?
Win. That's the game plan. We just got to keep working, keep getting better, and just keep moving forward.
So now joined in the huddle by Martinsburg Bulldog wide receiver and defensive back Buzz Dover. Buzz, you were the spark that the team needed last week, starting off with that pick 6. Just walk us through that situation. What was the read, and off to the races from there?
Okay, so I was seeing at halftime, my coach kept saying we needed a spark, and I was just seeing the running back. He kept doing a flare route, trying to do a wheel, and my defensive coordinator, he was like, "Come on, Buzz, we know you can pick that up. Just you gotta keep taking your steps back and just go get it." And that's what I went to go do. I seen the ball in the air, and I went to go get the ball.
Is that your first ever pick 6?
No, that's not my first ever pick 6, but it was probably one of my most exciting pick 6s, though.
So you played both sides of the ball. Which side of the ball do you enjoy more, and why?
To be honest, I actually like wide receiver more, and I like scoring touchdowns. Like as I said, my other interviews, I just like scoring touchdowns.
What do you feel like your strengths are as a wide receiver that you bring to this team?
I think my route running and my hands, and just my knowledge to give to the other players and just stuff like that.
What were some of the things that you really tried working on during the offseason to get ready for this year?
I really tried to work on my speed, really doing 40-yard dashes and little exercises, little just stuff like that, little yoga, just to stay flexible and just get faster.
This week you guys take on Washington. What have you seen from them on the film so far?
I just seen that they like to do a lot of trick stuff, so you gotta just do your position and just do your job and trust your teammates to do their job. That's all you really gotta do, and it should be a good game.
What's been the game plan that's been told to you guys from the coaches so far for this week?
Same as every week, just do your job.
It's also homecoming week. How special has this week been getting ready for this game?
It's actually been a fun week. We just finished up the Power Puff game, and this is my last year, so I've just been trying to enjoy it.
All right, anything else, Buzz?
No, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So this was our player interviews brought to you by the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy, located at 1270 Winchester Avenue. Call them today at 304-263-4343. Back for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. After this, you're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family. And we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Heffley Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Final segment of our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, as we are just under 10 minutes away from kickoff between the Washington Patriots and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Let's now get into tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. First, for the visiting Washington Patriots, you have up front on the offensive line at left tackle number 66 Isaiah Asafo-Mensah, at left guard number 75 Vincent Arniker, at center number 55 Stephen Naputi, at right guard number 65 is Jonathan Brewster, and then at right tackle it's number 77 Tucker Sign. At quarterback, it's number 2, Ryan Wentz. Your running back for Washington, number 32, Isaiah DeWater. Your wide receivers are number 1, Javon Jones, number 3, Camden Pritt, number 5, Terry Ray III, and number 24, Cameron Togans. At tight end, it's number 87, Brock Meadows. For the Patriots defense, you have on the defensive line, Isaiah Asafo-Mensah, Jonathan Brewster, number 4, Garrett Fommel, number 87, Brock Meadows. Your linebackers are Isaiah DeLauder, number 9, Landon Zimmerman. Your corners are Javon Jones at number 1, and number 11, Dominic Dinazio. And your safeties are Cam Togans, Tavon Jones, and Grant Clark. Now for the Bulldogs offense. The offensive line goes E.J. Hendricks, Brady Breeden, Peyton Kaufman, Rashad Reed, and Wes Hancock. In at quarterback is Murphy Clement. Running back is Coy Fegan. Your wide receivers are Sherrod Musgrove, Buzz Dover, Malachi Williams. Defensively, they're lined up front with Xerxes Yancey, Rashad Reed, Will Bass, and E.J. Hendricks. Your linebackers are Coy Fegan, Brady Heger, and Tyon Jacobs. Your corners are Saran Musgrove and Buzz Dover. Your safeties are Murphy Clement and Malachi Williams, as unfortunately Martinsburg will be without Cash Gideon tonight after last week's injury against Musselman. Let's now get our keys to the game, Dylan, as the key to your next car is brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing.
I think for Washington, the key is to try to get things horizontal in the pass game and in the run game if you can. Jet sweeps and screens and slants. If you can find a way to get around the defensive line of Martinsburg, you take it. And if you're Martinsburg, I think other than the obvious, the kind of key that I've had for them the last few weeks of staying disciplined, you also need to get experimental tonight and find new ways to attack on offense and defense.
All right, let's step aside, take our final 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, it'll be time for kickoff. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
And that concludes today's pregame show.
We play every play like it's the most important play of the game. Who let the dogs out?
Coming up next, it's the starting lineups, opening kick, and play-by-play action of West Virginia high school football featuring the AAA Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game is being brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, Vector Jewelers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, the Heffley Motor Company, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Chris Miller and the Dutch Miller Auto Group, Ollie's VIP Lounge, and the Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency.
And now, let's go back to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you back as both teams have taken the field. Captains are at the 50-yard line for the coin toss. Let's now get tonight's intro of game officials, brought to you by Brown Funeral Home and Cremation, Robert Fields and Sons. Family-owned, full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880. Tonight's officiating crew, your referee is Michael Ritt. The umpire is John Jones. Line judge tonight is Jim Pearson. Linesman is Steve Banks. And the back judge is Tyler Walters. Washington with white helmets with the W and the Stars and Stripes on the side. White jerseys with blue numerals on the front and back outlined in red, and blue pants with white socks. For Martinsburg, the black helmets with the white state emblem on the sides with the block M and orange in the middle. They are wearing the rare breed purple jerseys today with the dog collar around the neck in white with the teeth. White pants, the numerals on the front and back in white with an orange outline as we get set for opening kickoff, brought to you by CMA Honda of Winchester, located at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward. Dylan, any final thoughts before kickoff?
I like the purple uniforms.
I do too.
I would like Nick Verzolini back in the studio was telling us. Maybe if you dress like the Ravens, you'll play like the Ravens.
We'll see as Martinsburg will receive a kick as Washington will kick off, defend the end zone to the right side. Martinsburg defending the end zone towards South Middle School. As on to kick off for the Washington Patriots is Isaiah Osafo-Mensah, as he will line up the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. Right side hash mark over towards the Washington sideline as he counts. Make sure everybody's out there as one final person for the Patriots. Jogs his way on, that being Aiden Wellman. Osafo-Mensah's ready to go. Back to return for Martinsburg is Sherrod Musgrove, lined up at the 15-yard line right in the middle of the field at the 15. Isaiah Osafo-Mensah's kick is up, and we're underway over to the far side. It bounces at the 18. Musgrove picks it up at the 12 on the far side of the field. He now runs to the near side as a blocker, makes one man miss, makes another miss, and will be wrapped up and brought down at the 25-yard line as there's a flag on the opening kick at the 20-yard line, and it looks like that should be against Martinsburg. Dylan.
Most likely hold or block in the back on the kickoff return. It was a long kickoff return, really. So it was a long time for those blockers to have to hold their blocks. And eventually, a guy's going to try to rip away on the defense, and it's going to be hard not to hold sometimes.
Yep, that's a holding penalty, so that'll back up Martinsburg's offense to start the opening drive tonight for the Bulldogs with 11 minutes 52 seconds on the first quarter clock. It will be 1st and 10 for Martinsburg at its 10-yard line, and that's where Murphy Clement will start and lead out the Bulldogs as they have two running backs in the backfield to the left and right side of Murphy, two receivers to the near side, one receiver on the far side of the field. Snap back to Clement. He'll fake the handoff, roll out to the right, and then dump it over to Sherrod Musgrove, and he makes one man miss, slips through a tackle, now down the near sideline, out across the 50, pushed out of bounds at Washington's 40, and that is a huge gain to start off the night for Martinsburg on a quick little RPO, it seemed like at first, Dylan, that Murphy was going to keep it. Then he saw Sherrod open, gave it to him, and Sherrod was able to get a huge chunk of yards.
Yeah, Sherrod's been great at making those explosive, electric plays all year long, and this time he gets 50 yards out of this one.
So 1st and 10 now at Washington's 40-yard line, 11:42 to go in the opening quarter. Clement waits for the snap back from Kaufman. It's a play-action pass, and he stays in the pocket and will be wrapped up and sacked as that play kind of just looked broken from the beginning. A loss of 4 on the play will bring up 2nd down and 14 at the 44.
Good pressure that time. They brought the blitz, and on the play action, that makes it harder because it's a longer developing play. It makes it more likely to get a sack like that.
Naputi and Brewster in on the sack. 2nd down and 14 for Martinsburg. And they get Washington to jump on that one, so that'll be an encroachment penalty. Move the ball 5 yards to make it a 2nd down and 9 at the 39-yard line for Martinsburg.
They were just trying to time the snap. It didn't work out. That's not how you play off the edge on the defensive line. You don't try to time the snap. It's a dangerous game. Some guys are really good at it, but it can bite you.
So 2nd down and 9, 11:08 to go in the first. Clement gets the snap, dropping back. The pass, chucks it deep for the far side as a man wide open, in and out of the hands at the 5 as the pass intended for the sophomore Tyon Jacobs just hits his chest and falls incomplete to bring up 3rd down and 9.
He had a step on him. It should have been a touchdown. Right in the numbers, really, right in the breadbasket. Great pass from Clement. And Tyon, I think, just overthought it. Didn't look it into his hands, whatever it was.
3rd and 9 from the 39 of Washington for Martinsburg. And again, Washington jumps offside on the dummy call by Martinsburg to get him to jump, so that'll make it a 3rd down and 4 at the 34-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Don't watch the quarterback. Watch the ball. When the ball moves, you move.
Got Clement at quarterback, Fegan at running back, as well as Buskey. Both of them will be lined up to the left side of Clement now. You have 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. That's Williams. Murphy Clement waits for the snap. He gets it. It's high. He keeps it himself. Runs up the middle. Has a hole. Lowers his shoulder. And will have just enough for a first down out across the 30. His knee touchdown at the 29. And that'll be enough for a Martinsburg first down.
It's a play that's worked well for them all year. Just get those blockers back there. Fagan and Buskey in the backfield. And that's extra lead blockers for Murphy.
10:45 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless between Martinsburg and Washington. Martinsburg with the ball in the opening drive. 1st and 10 at the 29 of Washington. Clement gets the snap, dropping back, looking to pass again. Steps up in the pocket, fires a tee out across the middle, and it's caught going into the end zone. Sherrod Musgrove, touchdown, Martinsburg. 10:32 to go in the first. It's now Martinsburg 6, Washington nothing. A 29-yard strike to open up the scoring tonight for the Bulldogs, Dylan.
It might be a pick-your-poison type defense. They go man-to-man there, and it's going to be tough to keep up with the Martinsburg athletes. But if you sit back in the zone, it's going to be tough to let Murphy sit back there if you can't get pressure. And guys are going to come open that way. That time, Sherrod on the post down the middle. Just too much speed, too much quickness.
Cody Page on to attempt the extra point for Martinsburg. Coy Fagan on the hold. The snap is back. Page's kick is up, and that kick is good. 10:32 to go in the first quarter. It's now Martinsburg 7, Washington nothing. Step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and CV10.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Martinsburg up a touchdown, scoring first against the Patriots with 10:32 to go in the first. It's now Martinsburg kicking off to Washington. It's on to kick off is Collins for Martinsburg. His kick, high end over end kick that will bounce right on the goal line and roll its way into the back of the end zone, out of bounds for the touchback.
Well, Martinsburg opened it up. They went 90 yards in just 5 plays. Had a 50-yard play from Sherrod Musgrove on the reception on the screen to start it out, and then he finishes the job with a 29-yard touchdown on the pass from Murphy Clement as well.
So he had 79 of the 90 yards needed. As that scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District.
This is interesting.
Interesting formation. You have 5 receivers to the near side for a wide receiver screen as the snap back to Ryan Wentz, and he's trying to throw it over to DeWater, and that was almost intercepted by Tyon Jacobs and taken to the house, but immediately a flag was thrown as the ball was snapped, and that is a false start penalty against Washington.
I think it might be a legal formation, possibly, since they didn't blow it dead.
I wasn't sure. I saw the motion for false start, but you might be right.
I think it might be the same motion from the
referee
referee sometimes.
5 receivers over to the left side of the field, near side, 4 of them trying to block. Now they have 4 wide, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near. Wentz gets the snap, drops back, looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, but collapses down under the pressure of E.J. Hendricks, and Hendricks has the sack to bring up 3rd and long. A loss of 2 on that one will make it 2nd down and 17.
My problem with that play on 1st down, where else are you going to go with the ball? All of the receivers are over there on the left side. Tyon Jacobs did exactly what he should do, is see that play and say, oh, well, they're going to throw a screen over there. I'm going to try to intercept it. And he almost did. It would have been pick 6 easily.
9:55 to go in the first quarter. Wentz with DeWater behind him in pistol formation. gets the snap, hands it off to DeLauder. DeLauder will run up the middle, lower his shoulder out across the 15, down at the 16-yard line. So that'll bring up a third down at the 16-yard line. They have to get to the 30, so third down and 14 for Washington. It's Will Bass in on the tackle.
This is not the spot you want to be in if you're Washington. These long third down situations, obvious passing downs. You want to be able to get the third down with only needing 2-3 yards.
So Went in shotgun formation. DeLauder to his right, gets the snap, rolls out to his right, looking deep, still rolling out, chucks it long, and out of bounds it sails over towards the cheerleaders on the Washington side, and incomplete from the sophomore Ryan Went. That'll bring up a 4th and 14, and Washington will elect to punt on the opening drive.
There was just nowhere to go on that one. All the receivers were covered downfield. It was good coverage by Martinsburg.
Yeah, that pass looked to be intended for Terry Ray III. Is the nearest one to that far sideline. It's now on to punt for Washington is Landon Zimmerman back to return is Musgrove, and it looks like Clement as the snap back to Zimmerman, and that punt is blocked by Buskey into the end zone. He tries to fall on it, but the ball will hit off his chest when he does so and roll into the back of the end zone for a safety. 9:02 to go. It is now Martinsburg 9, Washington nothing here in the first quarter. Step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in a minute.
Flu season is just around the corner. Protect yourself with a flu shot. Most people 6 months and older are encouraged to get the flu vaccine every season. WV Medicine announces 2 fall vaccine clinics for your convenience. October 26th at Inwood Primary Care, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. October 27th at Spring Mills Primary Care and Pediatrics from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call ahead for an appointment. Knock out the flu this season. Get your flu shot at one of these fall vaccine clinics.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
We welcome you back after the safety on the punt. It is now Martinsburg 9, Washington nothing, with 9 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the first quarter. And after the safety, it is Washington kicking off, and it's caught by Musgrove at the 35 of Martinsburg on the near side. He has blockers in front of him out across the 50, trying to make a play, but will just step out of bounds at 40, looks like 7-yard line, 47-yard line of Washington. 1st and 10 Martinsburg with 8:56 remaining in the first.
Martinsburg only needed 5 plays to go 90 yards on their first drive, and now they're starting in Patriots territory. See if Washington's defense can do any better this time around, but it's dangerous position if you're that defense to put the Bulldogs in.
Murphy Clement with Coy Fegan to his left, Nick Buskey to his right in shotgun formation. You have Williams, the near side receiver, Musgrove, and Jacobs, the 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Snap back to Clement. He'll hand it off to Fegan. Fegan jukes past 1 blocker and off to the races on the near side at the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Martinsburg. Coy Fegan, 1 play, 48-yard touchdown run. Makes it 15-0 Martinsburg on Washington with 8:46 to go in the first quarter.
You got really good block offensive line, as they usually get, and then it's just out-athleting. I'm going to make up a new word, athleting there, and the Washington Patriots. And it's just cruising to the end zone.
So again, Cody Page on to attempt the extra point, trying to make it 16-0 Martinsburg. Coy Fegan on to hold after his touchdown run. Will Bass snaps it back to Fegan. The kick is up. And that kick is good. 8:46 remaining in the first quarter. It's now 16-0 Martinsburg on top of Washington. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome you back as it's Collins to kick off to both Jones and the other Jones, as it's caught by Jones on the far side. It'll go out to the 20 on the far side at the number, be wrapped up and brought down, as that was Tavon Jones in on the return on the far side. Number 8 is Tavon, number 1 is Javon Jones. For those tuned in on TV 10 trying to look.
Well, it's hard to call this a summary, but when the entire drive is in the summary. But one play, 48 yards, goes Coy Fagan on the touchdown to make it 16-0.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. It is 1st and 10 from the 21, went back to pass, feels the pressure, tries to break through it, and just runs backwards, and then eventually is brought down by 3 Martinsburg Bulldogs, as that was Buskey, as well as it looks like Will Bass, and the final one being E.J. Hendricks in on the sack. A loss of 9 on the play puts the ball at the 10 for Washington to bring up 2nd down and 20.
It's just brought the blitz with the linebacker Buskey, and they broke through immediately.
So make that 2nd down and 20. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Ryan Wendt. You have DeLauder at running back to his left. Wendt will keep it himself, get the snap, and immediately past the line of scrimmage be brought down, as that was actually a different quarterback in. They have Braylon Holmes, the freshman quarterback, in on that play, and now he'll swap out, I think, unless they're just forming a different substitution. No, they're going to stick with Holmes. He just went over to the far side to get the play call. So Wentz out, Holmes in, the freshman quarterback in for Washington here with a 3rd down and 20 with 7:23 to go in the first quarter at 16-0 Martinsburg.
I guess maybe they've gone with a change of strategy already.
Holmes looking to the far side, pointing out the blitz that incoming from Jacobs, gets the snap, has to step up in the pocket, tries to avoid Jacobs, but on the other side is wrapped up by Martinsburg's E.J. Hendricks with another sack, and that'll be 4th down, and a loss on the play puts them at the 9 or the 8-yard line actually, so loss of 1 brings up 4th and long, and the punt team back out for Washington.
You have to do better on the punt blocking team this time. It'll be another safety if you don't.
Back to returns Clement. On to punt is Zimmerman. And that punt shanked over to the near side, and we'll wait to see where they say it actually went out of bounds.
Looks like about the 20.
They say it went out of bounds at the 24-yard line. So at only a net of 15 yards with 6 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. Martinsburg has the ball at Washington's 24-yard line for a 1st and 10.
I think the punter might have gotten a little shook by that block on the first attempt that he had, because the Bulldogs came pretty close to him that time, but I think he let that throw off his kicking mechanics there, and the punt just kind of went sideways.
4 receivers out onto the field for Martinsburg. It's Bunny, Jacobs, Williams, I believe the final one is Chase Shipley on the near side as well. Clement at quarterback with Buskey to his left, 1st and 10 at the 22. Snap back to Clement, looks to the far side. It's a screen pass caught by Jacobs. Jacobs tries to juke past the tackler, instead will lower his shoulder out across the 15. Stillwater brings down Jacobs at the 13-yard line. So that is a gain of 9 on the play to bring up 2nd down and short with 6:10 to go in this first quarter. It is Martinsburg 16, Washington nothing.
Well, not a bad tackling job that time by Washington. They were able to get there and get to the ball carrier.
3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Clement gets the snap, hands it off to Buskey. Buskey slips through a tackle and walks his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg. 5:50 to go in the first. It's now Martinsburg 22, Washington nothing on the 14-yard touchdown run by Nick Buskey.
And getting great blocking up front. And Buskey has been incredible all year long on the little amount of snaps that he's gotten and carries that he's gotten. But he's made the most of them. He's averaging 8 yards a carry, and that time bust through for 14 and into the end zone.
Page on to attempt the extra point for Martinsburg. Fegan will hold. As the snap is back, hold is down, kick is up. And that kick from Cody Page is good to make it Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing with 5:50 to go in the first. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway and 1/2 hour drive from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300.
We welcome you back here to Martinsburg High School as the Bulldogs will attempt an onside kick to the far side. It's bobbled, tipped around, bouncing, and will go out of bounds. That looked close, but nobody was able to bring it in. So that goes out of bounds at Washington's, looks like 36-yard line is where the Patriots will start with a 1st and 10. Down 23-0 here in the first quarter.
Well, that wasn't a much longer drive than the last one. You only get 2 plays that time to go 23 yards and the 14-yard touchdown run by Nick Buskey.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. Snap back to the quarterback for Washington, trying to see who it is. Now I believe it's Wentz back in on that quarterback keeper. He tries to go up the middle, will gain 2 yards on that play. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 as Bass was bringing down Wentz on the quarterback keeper.
It seems like pretty quickly Washington discovered that the passing game was not going to work out the way that they wanted it to. So they've already pivoted to a very run-heavy attack on offense.
2nd down and 8 at the 37-yard line. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Martinsburg 23, Washington nothing. Washington breaks the huddle with 10 seconds left on the play clock. 5 wide, 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side for Wentz. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Let's see if they get the snap off in time. They just barely do. He drops back looking to pass and can't find anybody as he's brought down. It's another Martinsburg sack as Wentz brought down at the 26-yard line. So a loss on the play will bring up 3rd and long.
Well, that's what I brought up in pregame when I was talking about the offensive scheme of Musselman versus Washington. You go 5 wide. That means you only have 5 blockers for the Martinsburg front. Even if Martinsburg brings only 4 rushers, it's tough. You got Rashad Reed on the defensive line who needs to be double-teamed, and then that's one-on-one for everybody else. And if they bring any extra blitzers from there, you're done for.
3rd down and 16. Went looking to pass to the far side. Intended screen pass that was bobbled, and I'm not sure if it got picked off or not. Clement tried to dive on top of it, but they say it fell incomplete. So that'll be a 4th down at the 30. And again, Washington will punt. Your first quarter presented on TV 10 by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of family and friends pricing, as well as the Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880. The punt is away. It's a low one, bouncing at the 46-yard line, and will be downed at Martinsburg's 43-yard line, as just scooping it up to avoid a attempt on a return by one of the returners for Martinsburg was Cam Togans. So Martinsburg has a 1st down and 10 at its 44-yard line, up 23-0 with 4:03 to go in this first quarter as the Bulldogs lead the Washington Patriots here on homecoming night.
Well, they've had a combined 3 plays for their last 2 touchdown drives. Let's see if the quick strike offense can continue.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Clement. You have a fullback in Buskey and Fegan at running back. He'll hand it off to the fullback, Buskey. No, he actually keeps it himself, tries to pitch it to Fegan. Fegan bobbles it, but it's kind of just swatted by Fegan out of bounds. And that will bring up a 2nd down as it went out of bounds at the 40, looks like 2-yard line. So a loss of 2 on the play brings up a 2nd down and 12.
It was just an off-target pitch from Clement, really. It tried to go with the triple option out of the pistol, and it just didn't quite work out.
Snap back to Clement. It's high. He fakes the handoff. Sees a man. It's Kyrie Bunny out across the middle on the slant. It's caught by Bunny at the chains. We'll see if they give him the 1st down. He's right at that 46-yard line of Washington. And they say he's about an inch short, so that'll bring up 3rd down with 3:30 to go in this first quarter. It's 3rd and inches for Martinsburg. And no, now they actually move the chains and signal 1st down. So 1st and 10 on the late call for Martinsburg.
The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but still was able to get there. Good concentration by Bunny to make the catch.
Jimenez running back to his left and right, gets the snap, hands it off to Buskey. Buskey goes up the middle, out across the 35 at the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, and it's another Nick Buskey touchdown for Martinsburg. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the first. It is now Martinsburg 29, Washington nothing. And hold everything, it's going to get called back. So that negates the touchdown, as I never saw the flag thrown, but now I see it. It looks like at that 27-yard line, Dylan.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where this play is going to come back to, because usually a hold up the field past the line of scrimmage is 10 yards from the spot.
Well, it looked like it was at the 27, so the ball now at the 37.
So I believe he'll at least get credit for about 19 yards on the run.
8 yards.
It's a net of 8 yards.
Yeah, right, yes.
True.
So, net of 8, 1st down still after the hold at the 37, so 1st and 2 for Martinsburg. Clement gets the snap, drops back the pass, looks to the near side. It's a wide receiver screen caught by Dover. Dover sees the blocks, and now down the near sideline will go all the way into the end zone, untouched. Touchdown, Martinsburg, as this time there's no flags on the field to make it 29-0 Bulldogs on top of Washington with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Martinsburg on the field. It's incredibly tough to play against and tough to defend. Dover's out there, and it's good blocking by the other wide receivers out on the edge as well. It's good fundamentals. It's good athleticism. It's good scheme. It's the whole package. That's what makes them so tough.
It's Page on to attempt the extra point for Martinsburg. Fegan down to hold. It's now 29-0 Martinsburg over Washington. The extra point is up, and it is good to make it 30-0 Martinsburg on top of Washington with 3 minutes to go in this first quarter of play. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR in TV 10.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency, BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
We welcome you back as Martinsburg ready to kick off again to Washington tonight here in this first quarter. Up 30-0 is the Bulldogs. The kick, high end over end, be caught by Jones at the 5-yard line as he now tries to reverse fields. Goes out at the middle, will be brought down at the 15-yard line as Tavon Jones, as space for him just ran out, so it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Patriots at their 15-yard line.
Well, it took a little longer that time, but not their longest touchdown drive of the day. They go 4 plays, 57 yards that time, does Martinsburg. And it ends with a 37-yard touchdown on the screen pass by Murphy Clement to Buzz Dover.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. 4 touchdowns so far for Martinsburg and the safety. Makes it 30-0. They lead Washington with 2:54 to go, still in this first quarter. And now some movement up front. And it looks like it will be a false start called on the Patriots. I saw the lineman in Cameron Taylor move. That also caused Hendricks to move on the Martinsburg side. Taylor moved first, so that's a 5-yard penalty to make it 1st down and 15 at the 10-yard line for Washington now as they break the huddle. You have 2 receivers to each side of Ryan, or excuse me, that's Braylon Holmes back in. Holmes gets the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself on the read option, and gets wrapped up in the backfield for a loss on the play of 5 as he's tackled at the 6, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and looks like about almost 20 yards on that, maybe 21.
We're going to mark him at the 9. Let's say, I guess, forward progress. That's a generous spot, it seems like. But
yeah, I've seen that a few times tonight, I feel like. But
it's not like Martinsburg's had much trouble if you give them a couple extra yards.
That's true. 2nd down and 17 at the 9-yard line for Washington. 1 receiver to the near side, 3 to the far side. Snap back to Holmes. He pump fakes, now rolls back and goes into the end zone, and the whistle will stop the play, even though he was continuing the motion. Not sure why that whistle was blown dead. As
I guess they're saying his forward progress has stopped. He was in the grass at about the 2.
Okay.
Well, they're going to put it at the 4.
Why not?
Sure.
I don't know.
Guess we're playing with a +2 handicap tonight.
I don't know. 3rd down and 22. Minute 30 to go in this first quarter. Washington breaks the huddle. It's the freshman Holmes at quarterback. Pistol formation. He has DeLauder behind him. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Holmes gets the snap, dropping back. Play action pass. Sheds 1 tackle, but Cofield brings him down in the end zone, and that is another safety 32-0 Martinsburg now in the first quarter. They lead Washington with 1 minute, 11 seconds to go in the first quarter. Let's keep it here, Dylan, for now, as this has just been a tough night for Washington so far.
Yeah, no first downs yet. It's been 3 and out after 3 and out. It can be overwhelming if you don't have the bodies to throw at Martinsburg. They'll just come at you from every direction. They have the athletes, they have the strength, they have the skill, they have the coaching, they have it all. But this is a dominant performance. It's really an understatement to call it dominating, really.
It will be Fegan back to return for Martinsburg, as well as Musgrove. But Isaiah Safo-Mensah will kick off for Washington from the 20-yard line. He raises his right arm and is ready to go after the safety. It's a end-over-end kick to the near side and will go out of bounds. So the flag's thrown on that one with 1 minute and 11 to go in this opening quarter of play. It is Martinsburg 32, Washington 0. So waiting to see where, due to the penalty, Martinsburg will get the ball, bring the offense back out onto the field. It's Coach Walker talking with the officials. So right now they're standing around at the 35-yard line with the ball. And now they're going to have the head referee figure things out and bring the offense over.
I guess if it's a kickoff out of bounds, on a safety kickoff, it's got to go to a different yard line.
It actually looks like they're going to make him re-kick.
Why?
I guess they're going to accept the penalty to force them to re-kick. So.
Okay, so they'll say like the 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, not sure if it's 10. We'll have to wait and see how much it is. But it will be a re-kick. So, well, right now it's at the 20, so they haven't marked anything off. As now they're going to change their minds and just bring the offense back out onto the field. So, nobody has any idea what to do right now, as
I sure don't.
Martinsburg had the offense come onto the field, then they didn't. They went to re-kick, and then they changed their minds another time. I was trying to see what our sideline reporter, it sounded like Matt Miller, is trying to relay up to us. We'll have him at halftime with Coach Walker. You'll hear him later on. But Martinsburg has the ball, first down and 10 at Washington's 45-yard line after that kick.
Yeah, I believe the kickoff out of bounds is usually the penalty places the ball 25 yards from where the kick took place.
So it's Clement at quarterback, Coy Fegan in at running back to his right side, 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side of the field for Martinsburg. It's 32-0, Bulldogs on top of the Washington Patriots in the first quarter still with 1 minute and 11 to go. And Martinsburg will call its first timeout. We'll take it with them, a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha! Let's go!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Mother Shuckers, the only place to get your fill of Bay Delights in Martinsburg. Located at 1014 Winchester Avenue, Mother Shuckers has everything you crave, from crabs to crab legs. Specialty soups, chowder that will fill your belly and heart with goodness. Mother Shuckers, we give a shuck on how well you eat. Mother Shuckers, we give a shuck. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup.
We're back after Martinsburg's timeout. It's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at Washington's 45-yard line. Clement sends a man in motion, gets the snap, rolls out to his left. As a man underneath, it's caught by Musgrove. Musgrove at the 40 stops, now starts again up the sideline on the far side of the field, out across the 35, and he'll step out of bounds. Has enough for the first down, just waiting to see officially where they stopped him with 1:03 to go in the first quarter. They say he stepped out right at the 35-yard line, so 1st and 10 for Martinsburg on the 10-yard pass. Now 3 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side for the Bulldogs. Clement looking to his right, sends Yancey in motion, fakes the handoff, looks to the near side. It's caught on the quick slant by Musgrove. Musgrove breaks off one tackle, another one lowers his shoulder and will be stopped down just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So another big play for Martinsburg, gives them another first down here in the first quarter with 50 seconds to go. Clock winding down. It's 32-0. Martinsburg on top of Washington.
I'm intrigued by this formation they're throwing out here with Xerxes Yancey kind of acting as a wide receiver, now he's going to be a running back.
Yep, he goes at running back for Fegan, who's now in the slot. The 3rd receiver on the inside on the far side of the field. You have 1 receiver on the near side, and now they switch back. So it's now Yancey back over at that slot receiver, Fegan at running back. Clement sends Yancey in motion. Gets the snap, hands it off to Fegan. Fegan, with a beautiful block from Yancey, will just go up the middle and jog his way into the end zone. It's another Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown. 38-0. They lead Washington now with 12 seconds to go in this first quarter of play.
I mean, what can you do, really? If they points in 1 quarter, it's just incredible what they can do. Sometimes. Listen, sometimes the team's just a lot better than you. And what are you going to do?
Tonight's just one of those nights for Washington, unfortunately for them, as Page on to attempt the extra point for the Bulldogs. The kick is up, and that one misses. It's no good. So that will keep it at 39-0. Martinsburg over Washington with 12 seconds to go in the first. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Boneless Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
Welcome you back to Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium. 12 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Martinsburg continues to dominate Washington, up now 38-0 on the Patriots. The kick is off, and that is a high end-over-end kick that's going to be caught right at the goal line. So that will result in a touchback, even though Jones wanted to return that one. But so far, for the past few weeks, Dylan, we've seen Samuel Collins go out there to kick off in the place of Cody Page, who is still doing the extra points, and his kicks to force touchbacks have been something that we're not used to here at Martinsburg.
Yeah, it's 2 completely different skill sets, really, extra points and kickoffs. One is about just booting the ball down the field and being, accurate enough that it stays between, but 3 plays, 45 yards goes Martinsburg and make it 38-0 for the 16-yard touchdown by Coy Fagan.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, a effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th district, and a flag thrown as it's a false start on Washington, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty, so that'll back them up and make it a first down and 15 at the 15-yard line. So still 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll keep it here at the end of this quarter, so don't go anywhere for those tuned in, as we have a special presentation that you don't want to miss. It's the freshman Braylon Holmes at quarterback. Gets the snap, hands it off to DeLauder, who almost runs into him. He's able to, though, to get the ball from him. Somehow slips through the arms of E.J. Hendricks out across the 20 on the near side hash marks. He'll be brought down for a gain, and that'll be the end of quarter number 1. It is Martinsburg 38, Washington nothing. And here we go with our presentation out to the left side of the end zone.
And Athletic Director Davis Moore are joined by members of the Fulton Walker Jr. Scholarship Fund, members of the Walker family, and Martinsburg alum George Alwyn. On behalf of the Walker family and Mr. Alwyn, they are generously gifting Martinsburg High School Fulton Walker's Martinsburg High School Letterman jacket. This jacket will be displayed in the trophy case for current, past, and future Bulldogs as a source of inspiration and to honor a great athlete and a great man, Fulton Walker. Martinsburg High School would like to thank Mr. Alwyn for procuring this Martinsburg relic, and to thank the Walker family for their continued support of Martinsburg High School and the Eastern Panhandle. The jacket will be displayed at the Fulton Walker Jr. Scholarship Fund table throughout the remainder of the game. Thank you.
So there you go here at the end of the first. It is Martinsburg 38, Washington nothing. Not sure how good the volume was on that or not. So for those that maybe did not hear what that was, it is Fulton Walker's Letterman's jacket from his days as a Martinsburg Bulldog being donated back to the high school and will be put on display, as we appreciate the owner of that jacket doing so as we get ready to start quarter number 2. It's a handoff to DeLauder from Holmes, and he'll be tackled right at the line of scrimmage to start off quarter number 2, as that'll bring up a third down and 10. And they actually say he lost yards. I wasn't sure if they were going to give him forward progress or not, so a loss of 2 brings up a third down and 12.
Well, again, ideally, you get about half of the yards you need on first down to get the first down. You get about 75% of what you need on second down and 100% on third down. If you ever see the stat success rate, that's what that statistic is showing, a percentage of plays that get that. And it's tough when you put in this many yards behind the chains.
So Washington will call a timeout as they didn't like trying to get that play call in. It is 38-0 Martinsburg on top of Washington here with 11:15 to go in this second quarter of play on homecoming night. So at halftime we'll have a homecoming court for you, so stay tuned on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 as I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our on-site producer today is Donna Schaffner. Our cameramen are Matt Miller and Daryl Miller. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini, who will try to let you hear from at halftime with some scores from around the state. Not sure how much time he'll have to do that with the homecoming court. Want to make sure we have that presentation for you as well, as the timeout for Washington concludes. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. They've used 1 each so far here in half number 1. As Washington breaks the huddle, they have 1 receiver to the near side, 3 bunched up within the hash marks on the far side of the field. So it's Holmes at quarterback getting the snap. He'll try to dump it underneath, but he just sails it over the intended receiver and his running back, Isaiah DeLauder, and that almost intercepted as buzzed over, dove for that one, and just in and out of his hands and into the turf.
Almost. It came close. You got to be careful. They haven't really tried to throw the ball that much. That's only their 4th pass attempt. And none of them have been completed so far. Throw the ball up in the air, it gets a little dicey. I mean, Eli Fleming saw that last week.
On to punt now is Camden Pritt for Washington. So you have Clement and Musgrove back to return. It's a low snap that actually goes onto the turf and rolls into Pritt's chest. He bobbles it, finally picks it up, avoids the block attempt by a Martinsburg Bulldog, Tay Cofield, and he'll punt that one to the far side. It goes way out of bounds. Another short punt for Washington gives the ball back to Martinsburg with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's Martinsburg 38, Washington nothing. And it looks like they say that went out of bounds at the 30-yard line, so a net punt of only 12 yards, Dylan.
Yeah, and again, that makes tough field position for the Washington defense. 30 yards. I mean, Martinsburg's gotten 20 to 30 yards like nothing in this game so far.
You have 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Clement. Gets the snap back from Kaufman, dropping back as Clement looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires it deep for the end zone. Musgrove wide open at the pylon, and it's caught, but they say he was out of bounds. As that was really, really close. I can see our sideline reporter, Matt Miller's face, who had the camera right there at the pylon. Let's see if we can ask him. Matt, from your angle, was that a touchdown or not?
Yeah, guys, from our angle down here, he was dragging that foot behind him before the front foot came down. I think that should have been a touchdown. That's what the coaching staff was saying on the sideline.
I think he's right.
Thank you to Matt Miller down there with a great angle of that one, but instead it brings up second down, and it's a handoff to Fegan, and Fegan tries to run up the middle, and it'll be tackled at the 25-yard line, so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Martinsburg with 10:40 to go in the second quarter.
Shout out to Matt being ready on the spot to pull out that microphone and give us the report. Of course he's always ready. You don't have to get ready.
He's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. And of course the Hall of Famer stays ready.
3rd down and 5. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Clement. And everybody on the defensive line, even a few linebackers of Washington, jumping on that one offside. So that's a 5-yard penalty, moving the ball up for the Bulldogs offense and giving them the first down at the 20 of Washington. 10 minutes, 19 seconds to go in this second quarter. It's Martinsburg 38, Washington nothing. Martinsburg ball inside the red zone now at Washington's 20. Trips to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Snap back to Clemente, drops back, steps up in the pocket, floats a pass wide open is Musgrove in the middle of the end zone. And it looks like they say he bobbled that one. It falls incomplete. Or they just say he never had control while into the end zone. So that brings up 2nd and 10. Another close call.
Yeah, I mean, those last 2 plays have been Murphy Clement's 2nd and 3rd incompletions, and they've barely been incompletions. And they weren't his fault. They've just been kind of bobbled and just barely out of bounds, or not out of bounds, and just a disagreement on the referee on it. But he's throwing the ball really well.
So Clement looks left, now looks right. Set, ready to go for the snap back from Kaufman. He's going to fake the pitch, run up the middle, and nobody's near him. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg. 9:59 to go in the second quarter. It's now Martinsburg 44, Washington nothing on the quarterback keeper by Clement. As now the extra point unit comes back out onto the field for the Bulldogs. As it will be Cody Page on to attempt the kick. And after the play, kind of jogging off the field with a little bit of a limp there is Clement. Hopefully he's okay after that touchdown.
He got a shoestring tackle there by Washington as he was diving for the goal line. So maybe he got a little bit of a twisted ankle, but he seems okay.
Snap is back. The extra point is up. And the extra point by Page is good, making it now 45-0. Martinsburg on top of Washington with 9:59 to go in the second quarter. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and CB10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you back as Samuel Collins is sent to kick off for Martinsburg. Tavon Jones and Javon Jones back to return, but it's a short end-over-end kick. Fair caught at the 30-yard line on the near side of the field for Washington as Grant Clark makes the fair catch to give the Patriots a 1st and 10. 30-yard line here in the second quarter with 9:59 remaining on the clock. Down 45-0 is Martinsburg right now in complete control in every facet of the game.
Yeah, if we had instant replay, it would have, I think, been a one-play 30-yard touchdown drive, but instead, that's just 3 extra plays to get there. Four plays, 30 yards, and then ends up a 20-yard touchdown run by Murphy Clement.
Scoring drive summaries brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. Washington breaks the huddle, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of the Patriots. The snap back to Wentz, drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket after he feels the pressure, tries to scramble, but bringing him down is Wes Hancock for a sack. A loss of 3 on the play will bring up 2nd down and 13.
This is I think it's going to be a stat-stuffing performance here by the defensive line.
No, that was Wentz. For some reason, I did not see him jog over, so I thought that might have been Pritt, but that is Wentz at quarterback. I wasn't sure if they went Wildcat or not, but Pritt is the wide receiver all by himself on the far side of the field. You have Jones, Togans, and Terry Ray on the near side for Wentz. He gets the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's Isaiah DeLauder. DeLauder bounces off one of his linemen, now spins around over to the left, out across the 30, and he'll be brought down at the 33-yard line to bring up a 3rd down and 8, as he needs to get to the 41, does Washington here with 8:58 to go in quarter number 2. Washington huddles up here, trying to get the play call in. So they break the huddle now. They just flip sides where the receivers are. 3 receivers bunched inside the hash marks on the far side, 1 to the near side. It's Went dropping back to pass, quickly passes it to DeLauder, and DeLauder gets hit immediately, but bounces off of it and now runs forward and just shy of the 1st down. He tries to extend to the 40. They say, though, his knee was down at the 39-yard line, so that'll make it a 4th down and a long 2 yards for Washington, who has the decision to make here, trying to get its first down of the night.
Well, you got to go for it. They have not been 2 yards away from a 1st down this entire game.
And you're down 45-0 already, so you got nothing to lose.
Right.
They keep the offense out there. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side for Washington. Ryan Went in pistol formation with DeLauder behind him, gets the snap, hands it off to DeLauder, and DeLauder sees that everybody's in the middle, so he tries to bounce it to the outside, goes to the far sideline.
I think he got it.
And we'll see if they mark him at the 1st down or if they say he stepped out of bounds just before it. That was as close as it gets, and they're going to give him the 1st down for Washington. So 7:40 to go in the second quarter. Washington finally picks up its first down of the night.
I think he would have been short if he didn't reach the ball out with his right hand. was a good move by him. He had to take it and only put it in that one arm, it looked like. Not even, he had to take both his left hand off the ball. Heads up play.
So the ball at the 41 for Washington. Martinsburg looks like they're going to blitz. And they fake the handoff to Wentz. He goes, though, to his right. DeLauder goes to the left side of Wentz, so he just has to bring that into his chest and take the sack. A loss on the play of, looks like 5 yards will bring up 2nd down and 15 with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter as Tyon Jacobs gets credited with the sack.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of miscommunication there on the play-action fake. Not that it would have mattered. The defensive line still got through immediately.
Washington will break the huddle and bring out 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Went, gets the snap, dropping back the pass, steps up, throws it in the middle of the field over his intended receiver, Terry Ray III, and falls incomplete to bring up a 3rd down and 15 at the 36 of Washington. He had him on the quick slant. The pass from Went, though, the sophomore, just too high.
Yeah, he just sailed it. Listen, Washington, the spread offense can be confused with just a passing attack. There's plenty of teams that have run the ball out of the spread. Oregon back in the day with Chip Kelly, and even Terry Ray at Berkeley Springs a couple years ago when he had a really good offense over there. He had Gavin Barkley at quarterback, who ended up having a really good senior season, and a couple wide receivers, including Gavin Young, who's now at Hedgesville. But he also had Evan Thompson at running back, who was a great player for them. And just in the same way that DeLauder has been for Washington, he's a guy that you can hand the ball off to so that you're not one-dimensional.
They break the huddle, the snap back to when he drops back, and we'll just have to throw that one away as every single defensive lineman for Martinsburg was just charging towards that sophomore Ryan Wentz, and that should be clearly intentional grounding. Nobody was near it, didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, just threw it out of bounds, and they do call the intentional grounding on Washington here with 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's Martinsburg 45, Washington nothing, as that'll bring up a 4th down situation for the Patriots as they'll now elect to punt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked it took them that long to throw the flag, really. It was pretty clearly obvious the whole way. I guess he needed some confirmation between a couple
maybe just where
officials.
On the field
also
what
yard line.
Yeah. So it brings up 4th down and long. 4th and 26. The ball at the 25-yard line. Right back to punt. Gets the snap. The kick is away, and that's a good one over the far side. It'll be caught by Dover. He runs backwards now. Tries to reverse fields. Sees space. Has some blockers. Tries to go up the middle, out across the 50. Spins around at the 45. Loses the ball. It's recovered at the 40 by a Martinsburg Bulldog. Trying to see who that is as he's tackled by Grant Clark.
Cofield.
Tate Cofield standing there, originally waiting to block for Dover, and then had to recover the fumble, so it'll be 1st and 10 Martinsburg at Washington's 39-yard line is where they say he went down after the fumble with 5:46 to go in the second quarter.
It was close to the ground causing a fumble. It was kind of a bang-bang play there. Dover might have got a little loose with the ball there. He was also pretty loose with not calling fair catch. He really wanted to make that return, and Washington got pretty close before he caught it.
Clement at quarterback. Got Fegan, the running back, to his right. 2 receivers to each side. 1st and 10. Snap back to Clement. Fires a dart to the near side. Pass low. That pass intended for Jay Lardy. Falls to his feet. Incomplete to bring up a 2nd down and 10. They just wanted to go with a bubble screen, but too much power behind that throw by Clement. Your second quarter brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com, as well as Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. 2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line of Washington for the Martinsburg offense, up 45-0. The snap to Clement, he hands it off to Fegan. Fegan goes up the middle, tries to shed off the tackler, but eventually he will be brought down at the 25-yard line as he was just dragging the linebacker Kyrie Brooks on that play out across the 25 down at the 24, so a 15-yard run makes it 1st and 10 Martinsburg. Martinsburg having some substitutions now in their receiver core. Three receivers to the far side, one to the near side for the Bulldogs. Buskey in at running back now to the right side of the quarterback, Murphy Clement.
Well, if they hand it off to him, you can guarantee about 10 yards with how Buskey usually runs it.
Yeah, he drops back the pass, steps up in the pocket, fires a dart across the middle, off the hands of the receiver, incomplete. Now, a late flag thrown as it looked like Chase Shipley, the intended receiver, might have been kind of held there.
He was.
By Cam Togans.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a tug coming out of the break of the route and the slant over the middle. But it was enough. Just enough to make the throw off target, I think. Would he have caught the ball without the hold? Maybe, maybe not. But still.
So they don't call it a holding. They call it a pass interference penalty.
Yeah, I think the difference is really, did the penalty happen before or after the throw? If it's before, it's holding. If it's after, it's pass interference.
So 5:04 left on the second quarter clock. It is 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for Martinsburg. As we wait for the chains to get set up, they weren't sure if it was going to be a first goal or not, so they had already set them down. They had to pick them back up, and we're ready to go for Martinsburg's offense. Up 45-0 on Washington. Three receivers on the far side of the field, outside of the hash marks. One to the near side of the field is Kyrie Bunny. Snap to commit. Stays in the pocket and floats it over to Buskey. Buskey catches it, jukes past the tackler, now goes to the far side and into the end zone, reaching for the pylon. Has the touchdown, but it looks like a flag. We'll call that one back, as
I think they'll get buzzed over on a block in the back.
I think you're correct, Dylan.
Around the 10-yard line.
So we just wait to see where they say that flag should be from. Looked like it was, as you said, block in the back against buzzed over. You have 4 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the second quarter.
A chop block, I think, is the actual call, which I believe a 15-yard penalty.
So that'll back up Martinsburg's offense outside of the red zone. I believe it keeps it first down. Not entirely sure. They haven't changed the marker there, but it stays first down, and they have the ball now at the 28-yard line of Washington. So 1st and 25. Clement gets the snap, drops back to pass, steps up, fires it to the near side. It is caught on the near sideline. Did he keep his feet in? Excuse me, he did.
Yeah.
As that is caught at the 19-yard line by Kyrie Bunny. So a gain of 9 on the play.
Bunny's having himself a pretty nice game, stepping into a little more of a prominent role with the injury to Cash Gideon. And he's been doing a good job so far.
2nd down and 16 after the 9-yard gain. Three receivers to the far side, one to the near side for Murphy Clement. You have Buskey, the running back, to his right side. It's a quick screen pass caught by Shipley. Shipley tries to go up the middle and following his blockers. Shifty is Shipley as he stops at the 12-yard line to bring up 3rd down.
You could kind of see the basketball background in Shipley there as he kind of was cutting like he was trying to cross over those guys in the open field. Those kind of traits translate across sports. That sort of lateral quickness. It's why it's good for athletes, especially at this age, to play multiple sports. They train different muscle groups in different sports. They can avoid injuries better. It's not necessarily the healthiest and best thing for a guy to focus on one sport 12 months a year.
That makes it 3rd down and 10 for Martinsburg with under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Clement gets the snap, dropping back to pass. Fires it to near side. It's caught by Jacobs, but Jacobs immediately wrapped up. That was another wide receiver screen, but this time Clark reads it, brings him down, and the field goal unit going to come out for Martinsburg as they were just a few yards shy of the 1st down marker as he was tackled at the 6, which would make it a 4th down and 4. 3:20 to go in the second quarter, clock winding down, and Page out to attempt a field goal from the left hash mark.
I'm checking. I think this is the first field goal attempt of the year by Martinsburg. And it looks like it is. He's Cody Page 23 of 28 on extra points. And it doesn't look like he's kicked any field goals, though.
It's a 23-yard field goal attempt as he's set at the 13-yard line. Fagan on to hold. Snap is back. The kick is up. That 23-yard field goal is through the uprights and good. With 2:45 to go in the second quarter, that makes it 48-0. Martinsburg on top of Washington. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
We're back live at Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium as 48-0 is your score. Martinsburg on top of Washington with 2:44 left in the second quarter. Samuel Collins, a low kick, bouncing at the 20, and will go out of bounds on the near side for an illegal procedure penalty against Martinsburg. So that'll give Washington some good field position, bring the offense back out for the Patriots after a very tough night so far for them.
Right. One first down, and then it just came on the last drive. But it was because of a penalty that you were able to keep Martinsburg to only 3 points on that drive. But that being said, you still were able to hold them to 3 points once you got them down in the red zone. So little victories here, progress here and there that you can take away when you look at the tape next game.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate and effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District.
Yeah, 5 plays for 35 yards went Martinsburg before that field goal.
That makes it 48-0. Martinsburg on top of Washington. Washington first and 10 from its 35-yard line. Ball at the right side hash marks. So it looks like we have a new quarterback. It's just Isaiah DeLauder, the starting running back in that Wildcat, taking the snap directly to him and tries to go up the middle on the left side of that line. And it looks like they say he got at least a yard to bring up second down and 9. Ball at the 36 now.
Well, it kind of worked for Musselman last week, so if you have it in your playbook, you can install some things. That's why you look at the tape. You look at what other teams did against the team you're playing, what worked and what didn't.
So second down and 9, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for DeLauder. Martinsburg will stack the box as DeLauder gets the snap, fakes the handoff, and will go up the middle again, this time bouncing to the right side hash marks out across the 40, and they say his forward progress got him to, it looks like, the 41.5-yard line. That'll bring up a third down and 4 for Washington. Minute 40 left on the second quarter clock. It's winding down now at 1:35. It's Martinsburg 48, Washington nothing. Washington with the ball. And they'll get the ball to start half number 2 as the Patriots break the huddle. It's DeLauder now in charge of the offense, the starting running back in at quarterback. He gets the snap, tries to go up the middle, but Martinsburg's defensive line just bursts through and will tackle him for a loss of 3 on the play to bring up fourth down.
Well, if nothing else, you're winding down the clock at least a little bit. You're going to be able to run this game clock down to about 24 seconds, 25 seconds if you want to use the entire length of it on this fourth down. And it only gives Martinsburg a little bit of time if they want to score before the half. They got 2 timeouts, but you're up by 48. Maybe you just take a knee. Preserve the health of your players.
They fake the punt. DeWater gets the snap, and he looked to the far side to pass, but nobody was open, so he just goes up the middle to the line of scrimmage and goes down. So that's a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 now for Martinsburg at the 39-yard line of Washington with 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 2. The Bulldog offense gets the ball back up 48-0 over Washington. We'll see what Martinsburg decides to do, if they run any plays or if they take a knee. You got 20 seconds left on the play clock. Game clock is stopped at 30. And Peyton Kaufman, the center, has to go out onto the field. They had, it looks like, Brady Breeden out there. They swap spots. 2 receivers to each side, 5 seconds to go on the play clock. And they just snap it to Clement. Will just go down and take a knee to end the second half as we wait for the clock to wind down. Martinsburg absolutely dominates half number 1 against Washington and has a 48-0 lead heading into the locker rooms here on homecoming night, as it looks like we're waiting for Matt Miller to be joined by Dave Walker, the head coach of the Bulldogs, at the 40-yard line. So, Matt, whenever you're ready, take it away with Coach Walker.
Guys, thank you very much. Coach, what are you thinking about the way you guys came out and executed here in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, we come out a lot better. Homecoming night, guys are actually playing pretty well, and I know Washington's they're a little better than what they're playing, so I'm pleased with our guys.
Once again, you're getting it done in all 3 facets. Talk to us about the way that this team has maybe come together in all 3 areas as the season's gone along.
Well, they look pretty good tonight in all 3 phases, so we just need to continue to build on that and try to get better.
You talk about building on it. With a big lead like this at the half, what do you look to do in the second half?
We're going to put it to young guys and get the JVs in there and some twos and start with our twos and mix some guys around and then try to get some guys some experience.
Sounds good, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you to the Hall of Famer Matt Miller as well as Dave Walker. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break while they set up the homecoming court festivities, and then we'll be back here. It's Martinsburg 48, Washington nothing at the half. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
This is Senator Patricia Rucker. My record shows that I have led the fight for legislation to provide opportunity for West Virginians, strengthen families, protect our children, and improve education. But there is more work yet to do. West Virginia is on the rise, but we're still playing catch-up. That's why I'm asking for your vote, so that I can go back to Charleston and continue the progress we have made.
Paid for by Rucker for West Virginia, Mike Holtz, Treasurer, ruckerforwv.com.
We welcome you back here as we enter our halftime show, brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to WV Justice Lawyers .com at the half. It is Martinsburg 48, Washington nothing. For those tuned in on TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube, you can see the homecoming court festivities taking place. However, on the radio side, got to continue here and get into our first half stats, brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered. Dylan, first half stats.
Well, let's start with Washington, because really there are a lot of stats for them to get to. I guess the main statistic you can get in for them is that they've had 7 penalties for 45 yards. There's some mistakes there. Ryan Wendt has been 1 for 6 for 10 yards. Isaiah DeLauder has had 6 carries for a net of 15 yards. Got a little bit there going as they went to the Wildcat formation, but overall not much doing for the Washington offense. And then for Martinsburg, Murphy Clement, 10 for 14 with 189 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. He's had 4 carries for 19 yards on the ground. Coy Fagan's run the ball 4 times for 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nick Buskey, 2 carries, 32 yards, and touchdown of his own. And you go to the wide receivers, see what they've done so far. Kyrie Bunny, 3 catches, 31 yards. Tyon Jacobs and Chase Shipley have each gotten themselves 1 catch, 9 and 7 yards apiece. Buzz Dover's 1 catch went for a 37-yard touchdown. And then Sherrod Musgrove, 3 receptions for 98 yards and a touchdown as well. Tate Cofield also got a sack for a safety to go with the multitude of sacks that Martinsburg's gotten so far.
All right, that's our first half stats, and let's now send it down to our public address announcer, as it sounds like it's our senior members of the homecoming court now.
Of the MHS debate team and the senior class president. Congratulations, Ruby. Senior Prince Josh Apia is being escorted by his parents, Erica Sarabor and Frank Apia, and his brothers, Nahime and Jeremy. Josh is the president of Trium Music Honor Society, a member of the Martinsburg Bulldog Band and Jazz Band, the Good Times Show Choir dance captain, a member of the lacrosse team, and the vice president of the senior class. Congratulations, Josh. Senior Princess Lily Onassis Campbell is being escorted by her parents, Chris and Stephanie Campbell. Lily is the president of Student Council, Good Times and Glitz 4-year member, and dance captain. Vice President of Trium Music Honor Society, Secretary of National Honor Society, and a member of the varsity volleyball team. Congratulations, Lily. Senior Prince E.J. Hendricks is being escorted by his parents, Keisha Reddick and Ernest Hendricks. E.J. is a member of the leadership class, a 3-year starter on the varsity football team, 2-time All-State offensive lineman, editor of Martinsburg High School Yearbook, and a member of the Equity and Inclusion Committee. Congratulations, E.J. Senior Princess Yasmin Everett is being escorted by her parents, Brandy and James Everett, and her brothers, Caden and Emery. Yasmin is an MHS cheerleader and a Barn Bridal ambassador. Congratulations, Yasmin. Senior Prince Benson Marple is being escorted by his parents, Megan and Jason Marple. Benson is captain of the MHS track team, a Model United Nations member, and a member of Science National Honor Society. Congratulations, Benson. Senior Princess Sarah Jackson is being escorted by her mom, Mary Jackson, and her brother, Ethan. Sarah is a member of the MHS cheer team, Rotary Club, Leadership Class, and Buddies Club. Congratulations, Sarah. Senior Prince Sarad Musgrove is being escorted by his mom, Doris Smith. Sarad is a 4-year member of the MHS football team and a 2-time gold medalist for Team USA football. Congratulations, Sarad. Senior Princess Kira Rhodes is being escorted by her parents, Denise and Sean Rhodes, and her brother Kai. Kira is captain of the varsity volleyball team, an active member in Interact, NHS, SCA, and FCA, a member of the Velocity Dance team, and she attends Airborne Church in hopes of becoming a youth leader. Congratulations, Kira. Senior Prince Owen Rupenthal is being escorted by his parents, Jen and Rob Rupenthal. Owen is a 4-year member of the MHS baseball team, a 3-year member of the MHS wrestling team, and a member of National Honor Society. Congratulations, Owen. Crowning our queen this year is our 2022 queen, Miss Honey Carter. Honey is currently attending WVU, where she is a double major in psychology and forensics, and she's working towards a PhD in psychology to one day be a forensic psychiatrist. Congratulations, Honey. And crowning our king this year is our very own principal, Trent Sherman. And now for the moment that you've been waiting for, the 2023 homecoming king and queen are Josh Apia and Lily Onassis Campbell. Congratulations to our 2023 homecoming court.
That will conclude the homecoming court festivities here at Martinsburg High School as the king and queen move to the midfield spot. Well, not really midfield here, as kind of an interesting setup. The Block M actually in the state emblem for the logo at midfield is actually more towards the, looks like, 45, 46 yard line. But congratulations to them as crowns put on their head. We'll have them take some pictures and we'll get ready to step aside here and take a 2-minute break, as there's just under 9 minutes, about 8 minutes 45 seconds to go on the halftime clock. It is Martinsburg 48, Washington nothing. So we'll step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, you'll hear from Nick Verzolini with some scores from around the state. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
We welcome you into the halftime scoreboard show. I'm your host, Nick Verzolini, here at the half. Your score, Martinsburg 48, Washington nothing. Bulldogs cruising to what looks like is going to be their seventh victory of the season. Number 1, Cabell Midland currently in the state right now, taking on number 16, Musselman. It's 28-7. Knights at the half over the Appleman. Liberty beating up on Hedgesville right now out of Maryland. Liberty out of Maryland beating Hedgesville 21-0 at the half. Frankfort, AA Frankfort holds a 10-7 lead over Spring Mills in the second quarter. That was last updated. And Jefferson, already in the fourth quarter, so it must have been a 6 p.m. start at South Hagerstown, leads 13-9 in that ball game. Let's take a look at some other scores from across the state. Some big games going on across the state of West Virginia. Bridgeport holds a 14-7 lead over number 4 Parkersburg South, number 8 Bridgeport. So some things that could help Martinsburg move up this week if Bridgeport's able to hold on to that lead. Huntington leads Beckley Woodrow Wilson 14-0. Princeton just scored again to make it 21-7 over Hurricane. Oak Hill leads Greenbrier East 13-0. And Morgantown in a close one with Fairmont Senior out of AA Fairmont Senior 14-7. So let's take a look at some other scores from across the state here tonight in AAA. Oak Glen and Brook going at it. No score there between those two teams in the second quarter. Lewis County taking on Buchanan Upshur. 7-0 Buchanan Upshur leads in that one. Oak Hill, as I mentioned, up 13-0. Hampshire East Hardy going at it tonight. No score reported between those two teams. Lincoln County leads Clay County 14-0. St. Albans Ripley doing battle tonight, in Capital takes on Riverside. No score reported there. Berkeley Springs is on the road. They're at Liberty Harrison. No score reported between those two teams. And that will do it for your halftime scoreboard update. I'm Nick Verzolini here. Again, your score at the half, Martinsburg 48, Washington nothing. We will take a 2-minute break. And then on the other side of that break, we will hear from Colin McLaughlin and Dylan Bishop for the start of the second half. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
We welcome you back at the half between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Washington Patriots. It is 48-0. Martinsburg leading Washington. A very dominating first half. We'll see how the second half goes. As you heard early on at halftime, Coach Walker said that expects a lot of the backups to start getting in for the Bulldogs. So we'll see what they can do against Washington, and we can see if Washington can just get some moral victories here and put some points up on the board potentially, which is something they have not done in a while against Martinsburg.
Yeah, last year in this game at Washington, we saw a pretty shortened second half, but there was some injuries. There was lower numbers for Washington, obviously, and there was some pretty bad weather. There was a lot of rain, so that might have also contributed to it. We haven't heard anything as of yet to if the third quarter will change at all. We saw no changes during that game a few weeks ago where there was some lightning and it was a big score at halftime as well when it came to Martinsburg. But I think Coach Walker's got the right approach to things for the second half. Just go with the JV and the freshmen at some point if it comes to it, and just get those guys some extra reps on the field. And if you're Washington, do the same. And honestly, if I were Washington, there's this whole thing about competitiveness and wanting to compete. But if it were me, I would want to also get out of here as quick as possible. If maybe not shortening the game at all, but running the clock out, because there's the threat of injury as well. Football is a dangerous game, just inherently. So you got to be careful with going out here when the game's already decided. Get your younger guys some reps in the game, get them some extra preparation. That's good. But at a certain point, you want to get out of here healthy.
Let's step aside, take another. Actually, not sure how long we'll have or not, if they put 3 minutes back on the clock or if we just continue to play. So let's keep it here instead, Nick, as the Martinsburg Bulldog Marching Band has just marched off the field to our right after their halftime performance, featuring some songs from Disney as they get prepared to go down to Disney World in April of 2024 to perform down there in a parade. So pretty cool for them. They've done a great job so far this year as we get ready for half number 2, as both teams have made their way back out of the locker rooms. Under a minute to go on the halftime clock. It's Martinsburg 48, Washington nothing. So we're waiting to see if there is any shortened quarters or not. Both teams waiting for the team captains to go out and shake hands at the 50-yard line again. It will be the Washington Patriots to get the ball first to start half number 2. Martinsburg will kick off to start the half as they received to start the game. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our on-site producers, Donna Schaffner. Cameramen are Daryl Miller and Matt Miller. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini, who you heard from at halftime with some scores from around the state as well. You'll hear from him at post-game, too, with some scores as well, giving you final scores as some close ones, some surprising ones as well around the state as we get later and later into the season, which means closer and closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, things are trending upward for Martinsburg as we get closer throughout the season. They start beating some more teams. They're going to move up in the rankings, already at 7. Spring Mills at 5. And that's a game that we're going to see pretty soon. And Martinsburg can work their way up with a victory over the Cardinals pretty well there. And those teams that play each other at the end of the year, up at the top of the standings, like Hurricane, Bridgeport, Cabell Midland, Parkersburg, and Parkersburg South. I mean, when you started as low as they did, it's hard to climb up to number 1, but they look like the caliber of a team that can be number 1 in the state. If not number 2, maybe you give Huntington the champion's advantage.
12 minutes put up on the clock, so no shortened quarters here. It is 48-0, Martinsburg on top of Washington. As we get ready for your second half kickoff, brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game. Both teams make their ways back out onto the field here. Coburn Field, David M. Walker Stadium. It will be Samuel Collins kicking off for the Bulldogs as the ball teed up at the 40-yard line near side hash mark. Back to return for the Washington Patriots will be Javon Jones and Tavon Jones. Number 8 and number 1, the two brothers going back out, setting up themselves to return from the 10-yard line of Washington. And the kick is up and away. Caught by Jones, and he'll go to the left side. That is Javon Jones out across the far side, out across the 30 at the 35. He's brought down, and that is where Washington will start off. So 1st and 10 for the Washington Patriots, starting off at the 34-yard line in quarter number 3.
Seen some different defensive linemen for Martinsburg. See Trey Motes, Brady Breeden, Peyton Kaufman. Yeah, I don't see Rashad Reed or Xerxes Yancey making their way out there, but still you got Tyon Jacobs, Chase Shipley back at free safety.
And they keep Isaiah DeLauder at that quarterback spot as he's the starting running back going with the Wildcat. Gets the snap, tries to run to the left side, but he's going to be brought down for a loss of 2 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 12. As Sean Cofield in on the tackle.
There's still a couple of the first string. Sarad Musgrove, I believe, buzzed over is the far side corner still. Ace Flores is in the game.
Yep, I see Ace Flores in as well as Brian Dick at linebacker. I think that might be Weller, too, as the snap back. And that from DeLauder is handed off. Going up the middle, I believe, was Garrett Fauble on the run. And he'll gain 4 to make it 3rd down and 8 out across the 25 at the 26. So 3rd and long. It's Martinsburg's defense trying to force a 3 and out to start off this 3rd quarter for Washington as they break the huddle. Stillwater at quarterback. He has Fable to his left side. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side for Isaiah DeLauder, the big 6'1" senior. And he'll drop back looking to pass and now be wrapped up as the pocket collapses in on him. And that's a sack at the 30-yard line by the Martinsburg defense. And they force the 3 and out. A loss on the play of 5 yards.
Looking right now, it doesn't look like Isaiah DeLauder's thrown a pass this year. So that's a little bit of new experimentation, perhaps, from Washington, which I mentioned Martinsburg has room to experiment. Honestly, when you're down by this much, you have room to experiment too, because like you mentioned, a play earlier, Colin, what do you have to lose?
Snap is low, but no pressure by Martinsburg, and that punt is a wobbly one to the far side and goes out of bounds as Martinsburg will get the ball with 9:54 to go here in this 3rd quarter as that punt goes out of bounds, it looks like, at the 35-yard line, they say, of Washington. That'll be a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
See the
1st string offense out there.
What I was just about to say. We've seen a lot of first stringers still out there. I'd say it's probably all of them.
Yeah.
Except
I
for, who do we have? Jay Lardy out at a wide receiver on the far left side.
Okay. So 1st and 10. Clement at quarterback. Fegan to his right. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Martinsburg. Snap back to Clement. He drops back, looking to pass. Steps up in the pocket, chucks it deep, and Musgrove burns the corner, turns around, extends for the end zone.
Short.
And it looks like they say he's right at the half-yard line. Well, that makes it 1st and goal for Martinsburg on the gain of 35.5 yards.
It's the same play that Musgrove was just barely ruled out of bounds on, that we think he was probably in bounds on. Double China, it's the 2 outside receivers run in routes 5 yards, and you get the corner route from your inside slot receiver.
So Martinsburg goes with the heavy set package, huddles up here, 1st and goal at the 1. They quickly break the huddle. Clement under center, gets the snap, and will hand it off. Going into the end zone is Nick Buskey for the touchdown with 9:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. Martinsburg extends its lead over Washington now 54-0.
It was about the most anticlimactic touchdown I've ever heard because the referees didn't even blow the whistle.
Referees didn't blow the whistle. I wasn't 100% sure who he handed it off to
I
originally
was
as well.
confused there for a second. I was like, did
Murphy
the
does
play
a
count?
very good job. And you never know if he's just going to keep it himself. He has that capability too.
I think everyone was confused.
Page on to attempt the extra point. Snap is back, bobbled. The kick short, but it is up and good to make it 55-0 Martinsburg with 9:23 to go in this 3rd quarter. They lead. Washington will step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Heffley Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We welcome you back here as Samuel Collins getting sent to kick off for Martinsburg. Back to return is Devon Jones and Javon Jones, as that a short squib kick to the 30-yard line, bouncing and scooping it up from behind him is Clark, and he'll go out to the 30 before being brought down and tackled. 1st and 10 Washington from its own 30-yard line.
You know, I risk a broadcaster's jinx here, but you know what Washington hasn't done tonight that not everyone can say? They haven't turned the ball over.
Got to get our scoring drive summary here, brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. Dylan, quickly.
Yes, 2 plays, 36 yards, 35 of it from Sirrod Musgrove from Murphy Clement, and then 1-yard touchdown run by Nick Buskey.
For those on TV10 that could have saw there, celebrity in the house is Hudson Clement here from WVU, the former Martinsburg Bulldog, and now the standout wide receiver for the Mountaineers during WVU's bye week in attendance. You can see Hudson Clement tomorrow at the Mountaineer Pub if you would like, as well as Chicago Bear backup quarterback, our very own former Shepherd Ram and Martinsburg Bulldog Tyson Bajent, as they have an event, the Celebration of Success, tomorrow at 7:30 at the Mountaineer Pub. Attendance is free, so go out at 7:30 and get some autographs, get some pictures, whatever you want, as that penalty now, encroachment penalty against Martinsburg to start off Washington's drive will make it 1st and 5, the 36. DeWater gets the snap, went to hand it off, but some confusion between him and his running back, Eric Fauble, as he went one way, DeWater went the other, and he's brought down as a flag is thrown, and it looks like it's a face mask penalty against Martinsburg.
Tate Cofield came unblocked right through the middle of the offensive line, which has been a trend tonight, but I guess he grabbed the face mask on the way as he was trying to make the tackle. You know, Colin, you mentioned Tyson Bagent now being the backup quarterback for the Bears. Have you noticed? It was this game yesterday, and then last week is when he's been active. And now suddenly, Justin Fields is playing great. Now
Don't remind me that Justin Fields is playing great. I'm a Commander fan, you got to remember.
But I'm just saying, is it a coincidence?
I don't know. 1st and 10. Pass caught? No. DeWater fired a quick pass to the left side of him. Pass intended for Javon Jones goes in and out of his hands to bring up 2nd down and 10 at Washington's 48-yard line here in the third quarter with 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go. It's Martinsburg 55, Washington nothing.
Well, there's officially the first pass thrown on the season by Isaiah DeLauder.
It wasn't a bad pass. Hit the receiver in the hands.
Just should have been caught, yeah.
Fell incomplete as now Washington huddles up, breaks the huddle with the 2nd and 10 at its 48. You have DeLauder, Fauble behind him, 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side for Washington. Snap back. He hands it off, and the ball on the ground after that handoff. And it looks like Martinsburg fell on top of it. It's Tate Cofield recovering the fumble. And there you go, Dylan. The first turnover. You were right. You jinxed it.
I promise I was not trying to manifest that. I promise. It just so happened. I just so happened to notice. Maybe it just so happens that you. That's about as long as you can go without turning the ball over on Martinsburg.
Martinsburg now 7 interceptions, 8 fumbles recovered on the season defensively. So 15 in total so far as the Bulldogs have the ball 1st and 10 at Washington's 46-yard line.
And I think we can officially say the day is over for Murphy Clement.
Yep, Coy Fegan at quarterback, Buskey, the running back to his left, 2 receivers to each side of Coy. He gets the snap, hands it off to Buskey. Buskey on the outside zone, runs to the right side, has some blockers in front of him, stops, tries to shed a tackle, does so out across the 30. Late flag thrown at the 31-yard line as Buskey brought down. And we'll wait to see what that flag is.
It's a hold, I think, right at the very end of the play.
8 minutes, 25 seconds to go in this third quarter of play as the penalty will back up Martinsburg's offense. It's your third quarter is brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343, as well as the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered. Still first down, Martinsburg. 1st and 6 as the penalty backs them up to Washington's 42-yard line. Snap to Fegan. He rolls out to his left, fires a pass, and it's caught by Williams on the out route at the 35. He'll step out of bounds, and they say he steps out at the 33-yard line, so that is a first down for Martinsburg.
It's a nice pass by Coy. It was a nice job of hauling that in by Malachi Williams.
So 1st and 10 for Martinsburg with 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Pistol formation now. Coy Fegan at quarterback. He has Nick Buskey in that running back. Snap to Fegan. He fakes the handoff. Play action pass. Wide open in the middle. It's caught by Williams, and he's going to just walk his way into the end zone. Touchdown Martinsburg with 7:42 to go in the third. It is now 61-0. Martinsburg on top of Washington in the third quarter.
That was just a busted coverage by Washington. No one covered Malachi Williams running the slant over across the middle of the field. Clearly, someone was supposed to. It looked like man-to-man across the other receivers, so I don't know if it was someone thought they were in a zone, someone thought they were supposed to be blitzing. But either way, Malachi Williams was uncovered.
Collins on to attempt the extra point as his kick is low, And no good. That keeps it 61-0 here in this third quarter. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Flu season is just around the corner. Protect yourself with a flu shot. Most people 6 months and older are encouraged to get the flu vaccine every season. WV Medicine announces 2 fall vaccine clinics for your convenience. October 26th at Inwood Primary Care, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. October 27th at Spring Mills Primary Care and Pediatrics from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call ahead for an appointment. Knock out the flu this season. Get your flu shot at one of these fall vaccine clinics.
As a lifelong Jefferson County resident, Paul Espinosa has been a champion for the Eastern Panhandle. Paul is the effective, fiscally conservative voice we need in the West Virginia Senate. He's fought for job creation, student-centered education, the rights of the unborn, protecting our family farms, and was a leader in passing income tax relief for all West Virginians. When residents of the 16th Senatorial District cast their votes for their next senator, the choice is clear. Paul Espinosa for West Virginia State Senate. Paid for by Espinosa for Senate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
Welcome back here. Martinsburg now leads 61-0 over Washington. It's Page now kicking off for Martinsburg, so they switched roles here for half number 2. Page sends a high end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce at the 15 and be scooped up, and drilling him is Tay Cofield. You could hear that shot from up here as that was scooped up by Braylon Moomaw, and Tay Cofield said hello.
Oh, that hurts me. That hurts me up here. I got to sit down.
How he's okay, I don't know. That was a clean shot, beautiful shot. You add that to the highlight reel if you're Tay Cofield.
I already kind of had him down as the nominee for collision of the game on his sack that got the safety.
That's collision of the year.
Yeah. That's tough to top without getting a penalty. Make a big hit like that without getting a penalty is hard in football in 2023.
So 1st and 10 for Washington at its 19-yard line. The snap to DeLauder. He stumbles, goes forward, and he's brought down at the 21, so a gain of 2 will bring up 2nd down and 8. It's Washington right now just trying to get something going with Isaiah DeLauder, as they started off with Ryan Went at quarterback. His day quickly ended. And then they went to the freshman Braylon Holmes, and now instead of having DeLauder at running back, he's at quarterback.
See, Dalvin Wheeler checked in for Sherrod Musgrove at corner.
High snap, DeLauder going to keep it, and he's immediately wrapped up as he tries to churn forward. Only gets back to the line of scrimmage. That'll be 3rd down now and 8 at the 21-yard line of Washington with 6:45 to go in this third quarter, clock winding down.
You appreciate this here, Colin. More special teams talk. I talked about it earlier that there's different skill sets for kickoffs and extra points. We saw Martinsburg switch. You put all the backups in, your backup kicker and your backup kickoff specialist, and you saw the results. That's why it takes a different kind of kicker.
Pass caught by Terry Ray III from DeLauder at the 30-yard line, and that is close to a 1st down, and it is a 1st down for Washington. I believe the 3rd 1st down of the night for them, as they've had 2 they gained and 1 from a penalty.
It's a good catch by Ray. Ray started off at Berkeley Springs as a freshman at running back. He's the backup running back for Evan Thompson, and now he's put on a little bit of weight. He's still listed at 145, but good catch.
Snap back to DeLauder, and immediately he has to try to scramble. He'll go up the middle and be brought down. They say he just barely got a yard, so that brings up 2nd down and 9 with 5:52 to go in this third quarter. It's Martinsburg 61, Washington nothing. A flag thrown on the play as well, and it's a chop block penalty against the Washington Patriots, so that will back them up even deeper as they spot the ball at the 25-yard line, so not too far back, but still now 1st and 15.
I think there comes a point put this out there. I think it's even more relevant this year with some of the scores we've seen in high school football. There should be some point where you get a running clock in the third quarter. Like I mentioned, football is a game where guys can easily get hurt. And at some point, we know who the better team is today.
DeWater gets the snap, runs to his right, and runs directly into two Bulldogs waiting for him. It's a loss on the play of 6. So that makes it second down and 21 at the 19-yard line now for Washington.
And man, that's a tough play. Martinsburg, listen, today's backups are tomorrow's starters. More accurately, or next year's or 2 years from now starters, but you get my point. So even with Martinsburg, the backups are going to be better than a lot of teams' starters.
That was Trey Motes in on the last play, making the stop as he now switches around with Kaufman in the side. Snap back, looking to the far side. It's a screen pass that goes backwards and falls incomplete. It'll go out of bounds. So that brings up third down now for Washington, and 21 at the 19-yard line with 4 minutes 39 seconds to go in the third quarter. It is Martinsburg 61, Washington nothing.
This is the kind of offense that I was hoping Washington would get into kind of early. It just didn't work out. Ryan Wendt missed his first 4 throws. It was a tough day for him. But those quick hitters on the outside, the problem is that you need, for those plays to go for yards, you need those athletes out on the edge, and Martinsburg's got the better athletes there too.
Martinsburg blitzes because they know it's a run coming, as getting the snap was DeWater. He hands it off to Garrett Fauble, and immediately he's hit by Kaufman and company as Brady Hager in to make the stop as well. Trying to see who that last one was for Martinsburg helping out. That was R.J. Brown on the stop too. That is a loss on the play and bring up fourth down. As now ball at the 16-yard line, so 4th and 25. They say it's the 15, so Isaiah Safo-Mensah on to punt. Snap is back. His punt is a booming kick. Nobody back to return as it bounces at the 50, takes a Washington roll to Martinsburg's 45, continues to roll to the 43, and it'll stop at the 43-yard line of Martinsburg as they get the ball back with 3:42 to go in the third, up 61-0 over Washington. Coy Fegan will lead the offense out as Murphy Clement's night is done for the Bulldogs, as well as the majority of its starters.
I think Nick Buskey's night might be done because see Marcus Shantz running out there. I think he might end up being the running back now. Which I would believe means in the fourth quarter we'd see freshman quarterback Ryan Dick.
Yep, you got Fegan at quarterback huddling up. Looks like also out there with him is Marcus Shantz at running back now. 2 receivers to each side of Fegan. With the 1st and 10 at the 43. The snap back, he hands it off to Shantz. Shantz goes up the middle, tries to break off a tackle as he's at the 50. Will be brought down, as they say his knee was down at the 49-yard line. So a gain of 6 on the run will bring up 2nd down and 4. And now, as you just brought him up earlier, Brian Dick goes out to lead the offense for Coy Fegan as the freshman quarterback is in for Martinsburg.
There we go. They like the run. I've noticed Martinsburg likes to do that move where they'll kind of start out a drive with some players, but then 1 or 2 plays in, check out guys one at a time, even the quarterback.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Brian Dick as he sends Shantz over to his right instead of his left in shotgun. 7 seconds to go, the snap. Hand off to Shantz. Shantz goes up the middle, out across the 40. Fauble scoops him up and brings him down. So you have 2:48 to go in this third quarter. So the play clock was the one at 7 seconds as they got the snap off. That's a first down for Martinsburg inside Washington territory at the 40.
It's smart. I mean, you're starting to see guys like Urian George out there on the field. Izzy Martinez just walked off. Now I see R.J. Brown coming on.
So 1st and 10 at the 40 for Martinsburg. They break the huddle. It's Brian Dick. Chance to his left side. You now have trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side. Dick now decides to put Chance to his right side. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this third quarter. The snap back. Dick looks to his right. As a pass, it's caught by his receiver. It's a wide receiver screen. Breaks off a tackle. I believe that is R.J. Brown in to make the catch. And he has enough for a first down. And that goes out across the 25-yard line to say is where Brown was stopped. So pick up a 15 for Martinsburg. Makes it 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Brown comes in and immediately gets the ball. A good action for him. I'm sure as the fourth quarter comes in, we'll see some other faces as well. We haven't seen Colin Schaffner yet, but he has gotten some games. He got some action in the game prior.
She'll let us know when he's in. Don't worry. 1st and 10 at the 25. 2 receivers to each side for Dick. He gets the snap. Going to keep it himself. Dick goes up the middle. Tries to find space. Somehow breaks through and will gain more than I expected as he's out across the 20 at the 18-yard line. He goes down. So a run of 7 yards makes it 2nd down and 3.
Did what he's supposed to do there, followed his blockers, and these backups on the offensive line are doing their job.
Brewster had him wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, but the freshman and Brian Dick somehow just kept moving forward and picked up 7. And you got 50 seconds left, clock winding down on the game clock.
Yeah, I imagine
play clock at 15 seconds.
I imagine this will be the last play of the third quarter.
Should be. We'll see if Martinsburg's able to get the play off in time.
Well, if it's a touchdown, it won't be.
Dick looks to his left. 3-2, gets the snap just in time. Hands it off to Chance. Chance bounces it up and will be tackled at the 15. A late flag thrown behind the play. As he went left, the flag over to the right side. So that's going to stop the clock. 26 seconds to go in the third quarter. Looks like that's against Martinsburg.
Yeah, it's a hold. I forgot to account for the other option of that not being the last play of the quarter. A penalty.
So again, your third quarter sponsors are the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call them at 304-263-4343. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, as well as the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered. About a second or two difference between the game clock and the play clock, so Martinsburg will have to do one final play. 2nd down and 13. Snap back to Dick. He looks near side. It's a screen pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Josh Appia. That'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Well, it's nice they were trying to get the homecoming king a reception, but couldn't quite hold that one in. It was a little low. He maybe could have still hauled it in, but it wasn't completely on target. So you can throw blame a little bit both ways there.
So 6 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's Martinsburg 61, Washington nothing. Ball at the 28-yard line of Washington for this 3rd down and 13 for the Bulldogs. Brian Dick at quarterback has 2 receivers to each side, a running back to his right in shotgun formation. Waiting for the snap from Cade Marshall. It's back, and it's a jet sweep to the far side, and there goes Dalvin Wheeler spinning off a tackle, but immediately off the spin, saying hello to Wheeler is Garrett Falble. And that will bring up a 4th down and 8 when we get ready for quarter number 4. So we'll step aside, take a 1-minute break, and then come back. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in a minute.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back as we get ready for quarter number 4. For those tuned in on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, you see out on the south side end zone the boys and girls lacrosse teams here at Martinsburg being honored as they both won state championships last season. As we wait for them to get off the field now as we're ready to go, it is 4th down and 13 for Martinsburg as they keep the offense. 4th down and 7. Scoreboard had it at 13, confused me, but 4th down and 7 for Martinsburg as we're set here. Dick gets the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, runs to his left, has space, somehow breaks the ankles of a player and goes into the end zone for a touchdown. And a flag thrown. Don't know who that is against. I didn't see anybody around him, Dylan. Did you?
I guess it was behind the play. I mean, the offensive linemen are still blocking, even if the play sometimes is behind them, or in front of them, however you want to put it.
So that'll take back the touchdown and put Martinsburg at the 20-yard line for another 4th down attempt. So 11 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Clock starts to wind down. It's Martinsburg 61, Washington nothing. 4th down at the 20-yard line. They have to get to the 15-yard line. 3 receivers to near side, 1 to the far side for Dick. He's got chance at running back to his left in pistol formation, the snapback. He fakes the handoff again, somehow evades a tackler on the blitz, goes to the far side, and again dives for the pile-on. This time he's out. And again, another flag on the same play. And it's another holding on Martinsburg to back him up even further. My only guess is it's a receiver ahead of the play, maybe?
It is. I'm too far away to be able to really tell who the number is here. It's the wide receiver that's running off the field, tagged in by R.J. Brown. Is that
I believe 16? I see that as a 16.
Urian George. Yeah, I definitely saw the holding that time. He tackled the defender.
So he's guilty that time. Not sure if he was the first time. Innocent until proven guilty on that one. But again, it's another 4th down for Martinsburg.
What's your mom, a judge or something?
Yes. But the ball at the 19. 10:48 to go. Clock winding down in the 4th quarter. 4th down and 4 for Martinsburg now. And they have to use a timeout as the play clock was winding down and close to 0. Let's take the timeout with them. A 1-minute break here. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you back. 4th and 4 for Martinsburg. Snap back. Directly going up the middle is Dick. Dick sees space, lowers his shoulder as the first down, and then some out across the 10-yard line is where they say Brian Dick will be wrapped up. So a gain of 9 on the play makes it first down and goal for the Martinsburg offense here in quarter number 4 with 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go. It is 61-0 Martinsburg on top of Washington here on homecoming night.
Dominant is an understatement. It's just been, it's almost looked like they're playing a different sport, honestly, the way that they can just blow by. It's fantastic athleticism on all levels for Martinsburg.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Dick. He's got Chance at running back to his left. Snap from Marshall. A handoff from Dick to Chance, and Chance tries to go up the middle, but wrapping him up and bringing him down was the Washington Patriot Logan Bivens in to make the stop. And that only a gain of, it looks like, 2 on the play will make it 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line now. It's Martinsburg waiting for the play call on the near side. It's Coach Lynch talking to a guy here, Chase Shipley, who's going to now jog over to the huddle to give the call to the rest of the team. 10 seconds to go on the play clock as they break the huddle quickly. Again, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side of the field. Dick gets the snap, it's high, but he hands it off to his running back, and that is Marcus Shantz, untouched into the end zone for a Martinsburg touchdown with 8:54 to go in quarter number 4. It is now 67-0 Martinsburg as another flag thrown on the play.
It's a 3rd flag on this drive in this quarter. That's the only thing that's stopping the clock right now. Although I don't believe you're supposed to stop the clock. Maybe, I mean, obviously they wind it on a ready for play afterwards. I'm not sure you're
Everybody
supposed to.
does it differently, but here it is if you want to look while we get ready for the play. As that brings up a 2nd down and goal at the 18-yard line. Spread formation, 3 receivers on the near side, spread out from the hash marks to the outside of the numbers for Martinsburg. 1 receiver on the far side at the numbers for Brian Dick. Dick gets a snap from Marshall, hands it off to Chance again, and Chance this time follows his blockers to the near side, dives for the pylon. Does he have it? Yes. Looking for flags, and there are none, so that is a Martinsburg touchdown to make it 67-0.
Fouled his blockers out there. It took him a little longer this time, but got into the end zone, gets himself a 17-yard touchdown instead of an 8-yard touchdown. Good job from Marcus Shantz.
Marcus Shantz finally gets his first touchdown of the year for the Bulldogs with 8:22 to go. And we're waiting for the final player here. I believe that's Tate Cofield to help out the PAT team. Make it 68-0 with the extra point attempt. Pending. Kick is up. That kick by Samuel Collins is good. 68-0. 8:22 to go in quarter number 4. It is Martinsburg in the lead of Washington. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer, but
That's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover. So if you or loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation. Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
We welcome you back here as Martinsburg gets set to kick off. And it looks like we have a new person kicking off here for Martinsburg. Looks like a lineman, not sure which one it is. We're ready to kick off here. Is that Will Bass? Can't really see the numbers scrunched up. As we wait for the whistle.
Looks like a 58 to me.
It does to me, too.
Built like Will.
Yeah. The kick, high end over end kick that will bounce at the 20 and scooped up at the 15 by Jones. And he's out to the 25 on the far side before being wrapped up and brought down. And yeah, I think that was Will Bass kicking off for Martinsburg. Okay. 8:17 to go. Let's get our scoring drive summary, if you have it. I know that was kind of a long drive, but I'll let you figure it out here and quickly give the sponsor first. It is none other than Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District.
He picked the right sponsor for tonight, if no other game. Seven plays, 41 yards for the touchdown that time.
Wentz back in at quarterback. He chucks it deep, intended receiver Terry Ray III, but it's out in front of him and falls incomplete. He had two receivers there near it, one being Terry Ray III, the other being Javon Jones.
That drive was ended by a 17-yard touchdown by Mark Shantz, by the way. Just in case you missed it.
68-0, Martinsburg leading Washington here with 7 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and the clock starting to wind down here via the mercy rule. Final score update, the Spring Mills Cardinals just barely defeat Frankfort, coming back down at halftime, getting a 26-23 win, as Nick Verzolini just texted me that. I'll let him do the other scores later on as a whistle blows, and it looks like we'll have a timeout. So let's get our fourth quarter sponsors for you here, as our fourth quarter brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. As well as Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way or online at Orsinis.com. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Appreciate Donna Schaffner helping us out, being our on-site producer today in the space of John Alderton, who's out with his grandkids for a travel soccer tournament this weekend, enjoying Virginia Beach. Cameramen are Matt Miller and Daryl Miller. Appreciate them always helping us out every week with Martinsburg Bulldog football, as well as Shepherd Ram football, which you can tune into tomorrow. Back to the studio again, Nick Verzolini always holding down the fort. Second down and 10, the 25. The snap directly to the quarterback, who tries to go up the middle for Washington, but he's going to be swallowed up by the Bulldogs and only back to the line of scrimmage to bring up a third down. And that's the freshman Braylon Holmes back in at quarterback now for Washington. So it's kind of been a quarterback by committee for them tonight, Dylan. Three different quarterbacks.
They've been trying a handful of different ideas. The passing game, Went is clearly their guy that they wanted to just sit back there and pass the ball, and that wasn't going to work against Martinsburg. They figured it out pretty quick, so they've been experimenting from there.
Holmes gets the snap, dropping back to pass. Pass almost deflected in and out of the hands of the intended receiver and almost intercepted by R.J. Brown. That slipped through the hands of Kyle Atheny. That brings up 4th and 10 at the 25 with 6:15 to go. Clock winding down here in the fourth quarter. It's Martinsburg 68, Washington 0. Now it looks like Washington will punt. Just waiting for the punt team to come out. nobody back to return for Martinsburg. They're just going to keep the defense out there in case of another fake punt that we saw earlier fail by Washington.
Better safe than sorry.
Looks like back to punt is Landon Zimmerman again for Washington. Seen a few different punters for the Patriots tonight as well. High, short snap, caught, almost blocked.
Wow.
And that's going to stop at the 45 and go out of bounds. And that actually, I believe, was Camden Pritt, number 3, not number 9. My apologies there.
I'm surprised he got that off.
Yeah, I thought incoming
Very tight
there,
window for him to not get blocked there.
Terrell Cofield almost got the block. So that'll be a 1st and 10 for Martinsburg's offense going back onto the field at Washington's 45-yard line, up 68-0 with 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Because of the mercy rule, the clock winding down.
There's Colin Schaffner out at running back now.
There you go, as Brian Dick at quarterback. You have 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Dick sends a man in motion. It's a jet sweep to him. He gets a block from Schaffner going to the near side, and that out across the 20 and brought down, it looked like, by a horse collar potentially, as that was Chase Shipley in on the run. No flag thrown, other than in the backfield for Martinsburg to back the play up.
That's disappointing. The backups for Martinsburg have been committing a lot of penalties.
Martinsburg thinks this is against Washington, but it's a holding against Martinsburg.
As for the horse collar, it's kind of tough that you have to pull at the back of the horse collar, if you want to call it that. You have to get underneath and pull from there.
Instead of calling it a horse collar, we should call it a dog collar, I guess, with these jerseys, right? Purple rare breed jerseys with the white dog collar around their neck.
It's true.
So, no dog collar penalty, though. Just a holding against Martinsburg. Makes it a 1st down and 20 at the 45. A handoff to Schaffner goes up the middle and is wrapped up and brought down just shy of the 40 at the 39-yard line. Goes Colin Schaffner in on the carry to bring up a 2nd down and 11. A 9-yard run by Colin Schaffner makes it 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
I believe that's about a 13-yard run for Schaffner right there, actually. Got him from 1st and 20 to 2nd and 6, so about 14.
Some substitutions now coming in late for Martinsburg, still trying to figure everything out. Looks like they might just let the clock wind down as much as possible, too. You got 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go in quarter number 4. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Shipley waiting for the play call from Coach Walker, and I think he's just going to decide to
take a timeout.
Take a timeout here at 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Or not, yeah. Delay a game penalty. So that backs them up into now a 2nd down and 11 situation, and they'll give the play out.
Not entirely sure what the purpose of that was, but maybe he just wanted to. Maybe they were going to get that play in there a little late, and he just decided to take the penalty. The clock does still run.
You just want the clock, to hit 0, and you don't want to try to run up the score potentially too. Could be the mindset as Dick gets the snap, hands it off to Schaffner. Schaffner runs to the near side and will be stopped and brought back. Is in making the tackle for Washington was number 32, I believe. 22, excuse me. Alan Casey.
It's a good hit by him.
Casey in on the tackle. Schaffner on the run. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs.
And normally 3rd and 7 is a passing down situation, but at this point in the game, it really depends on what sort what sort of situations you're trying to practice here. Because really this is sort of game simulation practice type thing, and it looks like I think Martinsburg is going to use the same strategy where they take this delay a game to run a little more time off the clock.
Yep, the clock reaches zeros for the play clock, and
but when you do that, it does
roll on the game clock.
It does run. It does run about 25 extra seconds off the clock. The clock's technically not supposed to stop for a penalty in the running clock situation. There's the kind of vague any extended delays option for a reason for the running clock to stop. So you could say if they need to really huddle up for a penalty to figure out what it was, maybe that's when you stop it. We saw that on the last drive before this. But technically a penalty is not something that the clock has to stop for.
So that makes it a 3rd down and 12 at the 47-yard line for Martinsburg. 2 receivers to each side for Brian Dick. Schaffner running back to his left. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Snap back. He hands it off to Schaffner. Schaffner tries to find a hole, goes up the middle, and will be stopped just shy of the 40. As bringing him down was Washington's Aiden Wellman. 10-second differential between the play clock and the game clock, as that's now a 4th down and 6 for Martinsburg.
I imagine that was the last play of the game.
Yeah, they reset the play clock or just turned it off, so, and now reset it. So, yep, that should be the last play of the game since they reset the play clock. That will give you enough time to let that just go down, and the game clock will hit zeros as the Martinsburg Bulldogs will come out victorious once again tonight over Washington to improve all-time series to 16-0 with a 68-0 final score over the Patriots. So Martinsburg improves to 7-0 on the year. Washington falls to 2-4. So let's step aside here and make it a 3-minute break back to the studio, Nick. 3-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10, back in 3 minutes.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
We are back here for our post-game show, and standing by is Matt Miller with tonight's player of the game, Nick Buskey. Matt, take it away.
Hey, thanks, guys. Nick, great game tonight. Let's start on that offensive side of the football. Talk to us about those holes you were seeing.
Well, I mean, first of all, I got to thank the linemen because they're the ones who create the hole. And then after that, I just got to hit the hole hard.
You hit hard and found the end zone a couple of times. Talk to us about the way that ground game really got going and what those guys were doing up front to open those holes.
Well, you know, back it was just a lineman making great holes, and then I just got to read the hole, and then it's just good from there.
Read the hole, and then you said hit it. Power runner, though. Talk to us about your style.
I mean, I just try to get north-south as fast as I can and just get up the field.
All right, let's go to the defensive side of the football. You spent a lot of time in the backfield. Yeah. How about the play to be able to get in their backfield the way you did?
I mean, I got to thank Coach Hash because, you know, he calls the great blitzes, and I just got to do my job and getting back there.
All right, you talk about those blitzes. You've got a lot of responsibility in that position. What's that like?
You know, I just got to be a leader on the team on the defense. I just got to do my job, and then everybody else will.
You came out and you took care of business, homecoming. Talk to us about the excitement level that this team had coming into and now coming out of this game.
I mean, it's just a great, you know, everybody's here, the stands were packed, and you just get to have fun.
Yep. Bye week next week, so a little time to rest and heal. Does it come at a good time?
Yeah, great time. Yeah.
Congratulations. Go enjoy homecoming.
Thank you.
All right. We got Coach Walker standing by here in just a moment. He is grabbing Brady here behind me, talking with one of the linemen, and now we've got the head man himself. Hey, you came out and did what you were supposed to do in a game like tonight, correct?
Yes. I'm very pleased with the way they came out and got off to a real quick start. So, yeah, those guys played well. Maybe we ought to just have bad weeks of practice and play well because we have a really good week and then we don't play well.
So wait a minute. So we didn't get to see a lot of the practice this week. It wasn't a great week.
We've had better. I thought it was very average, but no. I mean, obviously we overmatched Washington and we did what we were supposed to do. So open week next week, we need to come in and work on some fundamental stuff and get ready for spring meals.
A couple of safeties in this game. You don't see those a lot.
No, you don't. And our guys. Special teams played pretty well, so I was glad to see that.
You got a chance to get some guys in that second half, just like you talked about at halftime. How important are those reps?
Hey, it's huge. I think we have to get guys in there so we can create depth and work on getting backup guys. And, we want to start getting healthy and start peaking here near the end of the year, but we're always looking to get guys ready in case, we have to use somebody.
You talk about peaking. Is that challenging a little bit with the fact that you got a week off coming up?
You know what? I mean, I'm going to give them Monday off. There's no school on Monday. We got a JV game Monday, so we'll come in Tuesday and we'll just start preparing for the next game. And we'll just, we'll have, instead of having four days to prepare, we'll have 7 days to prepare for them. So, it'll be normal for us.
All right, Coach, go enjoy homecoming. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you to Matt Miller as well as Coach Walker and Nick Buskey. We'll step aside and take another 3-minute break and then be back here for our post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 3 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hello? We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway and 1/2 hour drive from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300.
Welcome you back as we are in our post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page as Martinsburg gets a 68-0 win to improve to 7-0 over the Washington Patriots, who now fall to 2-5. Let's now get into our post-game stats, Dylan, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer, and Route 11 South at Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business.
Murphy Clement went 10 for 14, 189 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then added on a 35-yard completion to Sherrod Musgrove, making his final line on the day, 11 for 15, 224 yards. Coy Fagan was 2 for 2 through the air, 42 yards and a passing touchdown. Murphy Clement also 4 carries, 19 yards and a rushing touchdown. Coy Fagan, 4 carries, 84 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. On the ground as well, Nick Buskey, 4 carries, 47 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Marcus Shantz, 4 carries, 20 yards and a touchdown. At the end of the game, when the backups got in, Sherrod Musgrove, 4 catches, 133 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Buzz Dover, 37-yard touchdown on his 1 catch of the day. Malachi Williams, 2 catches, 42 yards and a touchdown, a 33-yarder to get into the end zone. And a whole lot of just great defensive play from Martinsburg. I have Isaiah DeLauder as only having 8 yards on the day. And the statistics for Washington didn't get any better from there. So, dominant defense from Martinsburg tonight.
There you go. That's our Bechtel Jewelers post-game stats. Let's now get into our awards for tonight, starting off with the electrifying play of the game, brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at orsinis.com.
I think for once, Sherrod Musgrove isn't going to get this one. I'm going to give this one to the Coy Fagan's 48-yard touchdown run that he had very early in the game.
All right, there you go. Let's now get our collision of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg, family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
Colin, you called this the collision of the year at the time. Tay Cofield on the kickoff after Martinsburg made it 61-0, blew up the kickoff returner for Washington, and just completely laid him out. Like I said, it's hard to make tackles that huge, hits that huge in 2023 football without a penalty. There's just the margin for error for what's a penalty and what's not, and even what looks like a penalty and what doesn't, because sometimes you get penalties thrown on plays that just look bad, but maybe necessarily the hit wasn't that bad. But he didn't get one called, and he shouldn't have, because it was a clean hit, and it was a big-time collision.
So there you go. That's our collision of the game. Let's now get into our Good Hands Catch of the Game, brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
If you thought Sherrod Musgrove was going to get out of here without an award, you were mistaken. He gets the Good Hands Catch of the Game for his 29-yard touchdown that he had early on. I mean, there's a lot of candidates here, because there were 3 receiving touchdowns on the day, including one thrown by Coy Fagan, backup quarterback to Malachi Williams. But that's what I'm going to go with. Sherrod Musgrove doesn't leave empty-handed tonight.
And lastly, our player of the game, brought to you by Bodwell Insurance Solutions, a local professional to help you with all of your Medicare needs. Visit BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or call 304-283-0864. And that is Nick Buskey.
I will give it to Nick Buskey. 4 carries, 47 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He runs so well. Like I said, he came into the game averaging exactly 8 yards per carry, and tonight he averaged just under 12 on his attempts, including the 1 yard touchdown run kind of throws off that average a little bit. His other runs were for 14, and 18, but he runs so well, and then he made great plays on defense, a couple sacks for him blitzing it from the linebacker position that were great too, and led to the dominant defensive play.
So that'll wrap things up here from Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium as Martinsburg is victorious 68-0 over Washington. Martinsburg has its bye week next week, which means we will not have Bulldog football for you on Friday night. However, we will still have a game. It was originally set to be Hedgesville taking on Musselman at Hedgesville. Unfortunately, due to the field with sinkholes at Moomaw Stadium at Hedgesville High, moving the game because that field is no longer usable to Saturday, we cannot do that game because we have Shepherd Ram football. So next week on Friday night, for the first time on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10, we will have Berkeley Springs Indians football for you as they host the Hampshire Trojans on the homecoming night for Berkeley Springs. A special night for you and me, Dylan, getting to
it's
go
our
back
homecoming.
To our high school. It's our homecoming, and we get to call the Indians together for the first time in history, for them having a live televised game, and for TV10 as well doing it.
Right, we actually kind of in different forms and fashions and platforms were able to call other games for Berkeley Springs and see them since we've moved on, but on TV, it's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly. So pregame coverage will start at 6 o'clock for that. Kickoff scheduled for 7 tomorrow on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We have Shepherd Rams football as they visit Lock Haven. That kickoff at 1 p.m., not at noon, so pregame at 12:30 p.m. on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube for Shepherd tomorrow against Lock Haven. But again, final score here, Martinsburg 68, Washington nothing. For Nick Verzolini, here you're about to hear from shortly with some final scores, as well as Donna Schaffner, Matt and Daryl Miller, Dylan Bishop. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Signing off, this has been West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10. Have a great rest of your evening.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details. I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Four new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states. Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you into the post-game scoreboard show. I'm Nick Verzolini, your host. Your final score tonight from Martinsburg. The Bulldogs defeat the Washington Patriots 68-0. Cabell Midland, they will remain #1 as they get a final score win over Musselman. 42-14 was the final. They ended up kicking an extra point there at the end to get that win, 42-14. Liberty goes into Jefferson and beats Hedgesville. That sounds weird, but of course the game being played at Jefferson High School tonight. Hedgesville had a better second half, but were down 21-0 at one point, end up falling 28-12. Spring Mills just barely slips by Frankfort, AA Frankfort, 26-23. So a big win for the Cardinals and a close one. Jefferson gets a win over South Hagerstown tonight. Some big games going on across the state of West Virginia tonight. Let's take a look at some final scores from some of the games we have been keeping an eye on. Bridgeport able to knock off Parkersburg South. Not a final yet, but 48-13 in the fourth quarter. Looks like Bridgeport's going to get that win, which is big for Martinsburg as they currently sit at 7, so they're looking to move up. It's big for Spring Mills as well, who sits at 5, as EPAC teams try to move up in the standings, and a upset there of Bridgeport beating Park South will certainly help those teams. Huntington all over Beckley Woodrow Wilson right now, 35-0. Princeton and Hurricane are in a great game. Supposedly it's only halftime. 28-28 was the last time that was updated. Not certain if there was a delayed start there or what the case may be, but that was the score last when it was updated at the half. Oak Hill gets a win over Greenbrier East tonight, 26-0. And Morgantown just barely survives against Fairmont State, winning 21-19. We will run down some scores across the state that we didn't get to in AAA. Brook gets a win over Oak Glen, 40-0. Lewis County beats Buchanan Upshur tonight, 20-17. So AA over a AAA there. East Hardy single A. East Hardy wins 33-0 over Hampshire. Clay County is beating Lincoln County 60-24. Ripley is going to get its first win of the season over St. Albans 34-8. And a good one between Riverside and Capital. Riverside currently holding on to a 3-point lead at 23-20. Berkeley Springs losing in the fourth quarter right now, 41-6 against Liberty Harrison. So that does it for our post-game scoreboard show. Again, Shepherd Rams football kicks off tomorrow at 1 p.m., a 12:30 pregame show from Lock Haven. Excited for that one. And next week we will have Berkeley Springs and Hampshire on Friday night. But your final score here tonight, Martinsburg gets the win over Washington, 68-0. That will do it here for West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
And that concludes today's postgame show. Be sure to tune in each week throughout the regular and postseason for more West Virginia High School football. Today's game has been brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, Bechtel Jewelers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, the Heffley Motor Company, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Chris Miller and the Dutch Miller Auto Group, Ollie's VIP Lounge, and the Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency.
For the best in high school, college, and NFL coverage all season long, keep it tuned in to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.